the interest of equal time, the following is the official gay response to Tim Hardaway.
I hate basketball players. I don't like to be around basketball players. I'm hoopophobic. They're tall, they're muscular, they have sinewy calf muscles, they're sweaty from going up and down the hardwood all night long without getting tired. I don't want to be in the locker room with them or watch all of them in the steamy shower together playing man-to-man. Just thinking about it. I'm thinking about it right now. And wow. Never mind.
It's a 10:01 at 560 WQAM. Oh, we got a full 4 hours today? Oh, no.
What are we going to do about that?
That must be a mistake. Don't tell me you're eating already.
Oh, you bet. Breakfast of Champions from Howie's.
No, I thought it was like Char Hut Wednesday. Or you guys still get screwed out of that?
Yes.
Well, Muff was in there a little while ago. Why didn't you say, like, to Muff? Why didn't you scream at him?
You ferret!
Tried talking to him about it, and he said, Bafangu.
I beg your pardon?
He said,
I have business that's important with Hyman Roth. I don't want it disturbed.
I think I might play since we got to do a whole 4 hours today, let's just play the dialogue from Godfather 2. Let's play Frankie Pantangeli all day today.
How do you do that?
How do you do what?
Have those lines right there.
Oh, I know it. It's a magic trick. You'll see.
Can you give your loyalty to a Jew before you run blood?
Come on, Frankie. You know my father did business with Hyman Roth. He respected him.
Your father did business with Hyman Roth. Your father respected Hyman Roth. But your father never trusted Hyman Roth.
He's so good it's scary, you know it? I don't know why the hell we didn't realize it back in the day, 100 years ago. Yeah, he's great. At least 2 people woke up this morning on their way to becoming millionaires. Somebody bought a winning ticket for the record. One thing I can't stand is people who gamble. That's why I'll remind you that it's Woodbine Wednesday. Maybe I'll win a jackpot today. Maybe I'll get the progressive jackpot on the $5 Wheel of Fortune. 366 grand sounds good to me. Oh! All right. But I doubt it. I'd be happy with $366 bucks. Someone bought a winning ticket for the record $370 million Mega Millions jackpot in Dalton, Georgia. Oh, no. Dalton, Georgia. Can you imagine what kind of people we'd be talking about? And another winning ticket was sold in Cape May County, New Jersey. I have no idea where that is. But at least Jersey. There might be some like living and breathing people, maybe. There could be more winners, too. California's results were slowed earlier today by the high volume of sales. Well, that's really bad, You think you won $370 million, and then you find out somebody else got it, and you only got $185 million? Oh, Christ, crap. It's like when you catch a small fish, It's too small, throw it back. California lottery spokesman Rob McAndrews said it would likely be mid-morning before they know for sure. Well, it's kind of mid-morning now, isn't it? But I haven't paid any attention. Who really cares? We didn't get it. The other 9 states involved in lottery struck out, said Mardella Cohen, spokeswoman for the Ohio Lottery, which compiles information for all the states. They're good at fixing numbers, like the 2004 election.
Mm-hmm.
Odds of hitting the jackpot are 1 in 176 million. Georgia Lottery Corporation spokesman J.B. Landro said a winning ticket was sold at the favorite market in Dalton, Georgia. The favorite market. You can only imagine. New Jersey Lottery spokesman Dominic DeMarco said officials in his state were still trying to pinpoint the store there where it would be sold. Last night's drawing was held in New York Times Square in ABC's television studio rather than Atlanta after brisk sales pushed what had been an estimated $355 million jackpot to a record $370 million. Even though the temperature was just 16 degrees, a handful of hopefuls showed up in Times Square to watch the drawing. New York construction worker Andelko Kalanick had no idea what he would do if his Mega Millions ticket paid off, which it did not. I'll go to the moon, he said. Why not? Go to the moon, yeah. That's what I would do if I won $185 or $370 million. I'd risk my life. I'd go on a space shuttle and, get killed before I could enjoy, 1 second of it. I don't think not too good an idea. Good thing he didn't win it, Sounds like a jackass to me. But then again, what do I know? What do I know? When you come right down to it, what the hell do I know? Here's the poll result. That's what I know from yesterday. We had 1,557 vote. Oh, and I also, man, am I going to get you today?
You are?
Yes. You want to know what it's about? Did you see the story about the diets?
No.
Aha! And which one works the best? Well, we'll get to it in a minute.
I didn't know we had a diet controversy going.
You and I?
Yeah.
For years now.
Really?
Maybe it wasn't you and me. Maybe it's somebody else.
Argument you made up?
Well, let's just argue. Let's pretend we do an argument.
Okay, absolutely. You're wrong. Whatever you're about to say,
you heartless big bastard.
You're wrong.
Here's the poll. My favorite dead comedian is Rodney Dangerfield. Rodney kicks ass, man. Even in the box, he's still kicking ass and still getting no respect. 225 votes. John Belushi's second, but a distant second with 109. Just edging out Richard Pryor with 108. But you know something? Because Richard Pryor was on here twice. Let me find the other place where he'd be on.
I thought we fixed it.
Oh, you did fix it?
That's what I thought.
Oh, Christ. Okay, like I said.
Sorry.
108. So Belushi 109, Richard Pryor 108. Sam Kinison 100. So those were the top four. Those were the contenders. Phil Hartman 91. I love Phil Hartman. John Candy 80. You don't think he was like a little fat, do you?
A little bit.
Benny Hill 78. Chris Farley 70. Jackie Gleason 65. You don't think Jackie was a little fat, do you? Fat's not good. It's not where it's at. So let's talk about those diets. We'll get to it. The Marx Brothers 62. I bet you put them all together. It was Groucho and Chico and Harpo and Gummo.
Don't forget Zeppo.
Oh, and Zeppo. Oh, yeah. Remember the Led Zeppos?
Mm-hmm.
And the Graf Zeppelin? And was that the one that...
that was the one.
Wow.
Oh, the humanity. Oh, I can't believe it. This is terrible.
Just like Jeffrey Toobin said yesterday when the verdict came down in the Scooter Libby trial.
Oh, this is terrible.
Yeah. Johnny Carson, 60. Here's Johnny, and here's Lucy. Lucy had 43. Lucy. I hate this poll. 39, only 2.5%. They liked it. And what's not to like? If you have any sense of humor at all. Mitch Hedberg, 35. I still think he's kin to Anders Hedberg. I have no idea. And the Leafs won last night. Oh! Very boring game, and the Panthers lost in Atlanta, where they always lose. What is it? They might as well just forfeit those games, save the airfare. Abbott and Costello, 34. Bill Hicks had...
About 30, man.
See, it's a damn good thing we put him on there, because I was really resisting, because most people have no idea who that is, Bill Hicks. Do you know who it is?
No.
Neither do I. Even though I have that CD. That must be the guy in Hialeah sent me that CD years ago. It's still down at the house, and it's sitting there in the kitchen on the counter with a bunch of other stuff, and I'm never going to listen to it. Laurel and Hardy, 23. Ernie Kovacs and Buddy Hackett at 22 apiece. I voted for Ernie Kovacs. He was great. Bob Hope, 21. Red Fox, 18. W.C. Fields, 18. Jack Benny, 18. Rochester. See, nobody knows. Other than me and Chicken Egg, nobody knows what I'm talking about. Yeah. Oh, Rochester. Lenny Bruce, 16. George Burns and Gracie Allen, 15. I like their adopted son, Ronnie Burns. He was adopted. I always liked Ronnie. Paul, see, I shouldn't say things like that. It sounds awfully.
Gay.
But I'm just honest, you know. I have the hots for Ronnie. Paul Lynn, 14. Andy Kaufman, 14. Steve Allen, 14. See, Steve Allen would have had so many more votes, including mine, to be very honest with you, if it weren't for the fact that he became such a jackass in his latter years. A spokesman for Neanderthal thinking. Marty Feldman, 10. He kind of looked like, what's her name? Babs Bush. Red Skelton, 8. I had a great line, but I can't use it about Babs Bush. Red Skelton, 8. Charlie Chaplin, 7. Imogene Coca finally woke up a little bit with 5. Dudley Moore, 4. I hated Dudley Moore. I mean, I know he's dead, and it's not, you shouldn't really say that, but why the hell not?
Okay.
It's not going to hurt his feelings any. That whole British thing, all those guys. The only British comedians I really ever liked is Monty Python.
Yeah, you didn't like Benny Hill?
No. I like Benny Hinn.
Don't like zany comedy?
For laughs. I like Benny Hinn for laughs, and Benny Hanna for very minimal amount of food. They put on a good show there, Benny Hanna, but they give it they slice up they take one small slice of beef, and then the guy keeps throwing it up in the air in the walk, and he keeps slicing it up into little teeny tiny pieces to make you think you got a lot of food, and there's nothing there. Harold Lloyd had 4 votes for the really old people. Harold Lloyd, I think, was in silent movies, wasn't he?
I don't know. Oh,
and guess what was on last night on my cable? You won't believe this, with Spencer Tracy and Ingrid Bergman.
Gaslight.
Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Ooh. Tom Jicka and Dave Hyde.
They have yet to make a good version of that.
Well, this wasn't one either. Oh, and Milton Berle 4, Buster Keaton 3, Pat Paulson 2, Danny Kaye 2, Jimmy Durante 1, Eddie Cantor 1, and Fred Allen had 1. No, in fact, this is 1941, and of course the cinematography, the special effects that they had in 41 were very, very limited. So toward the end of the movie, where they show he's finally exposing his secret to his good close friend there,
right?
Pulled a gun on him and said, "Where is Henry Jekyll?" And he says, okay, you forced me to do this. And he drinks the potion, he mixes it up. And he drinks the potion, and he, slowly but surely he's turning back into Dr. Jekyll, Henry Jekyll. And they're showing, like, it's very poor. It's very weak. You'd have to see it and say, boy, those special effects really suck,
Just like fading.
Yeah, that's right.
The hair fading in and out.
That's exactly correct. And it sucks. But,
none of the movies that they made were...
You know who he seemed... You know who he reminded me of in that movie?
Spencer Tracy.
Spencer Tracy. I don't know what the big deal was about him. I don't know. Maybe it's just a generational thing.
Well, he could play one character, and he was really ugly. Other than that...
He always... It looked to me like he was always playing himself. Here's Spencer Tracy starring as Spencer Tracy.
Just walking through the movie, Just walking through the roles.
Oh, are you starting that again?
Yeah.
Here's today's pool, and I know I shouldn't have done this. Too many of these Neil pools. It's just getting really, to me, tiresome, But this one guy who sends the pools has got a fetish, obsessed with me, just obsessed to a point of neurosis. So it's always, well, should Neil pick his nose with his pinky, his little finger, his, whatever, Oh, I think your little finger is your pinky, isn't it? Yeah. Index finger.
Depends.
That's what I was trying to say.
Could be a mutant and have a really fat
or maybe
pinky.
just stick his whole hand up in there and his nose, too. Should Neil always... Oh, I see what it says. Since Neil always offers us good advice, when the hell did that start? I was going to offer Neil... If I was... Oh, see, this isn't even written right. Eric left a word out of this, or maybe the guy did. If I was going to offer Neil one piece of advice, it would be... Eric left a word out. If I was going to offer him one piece of... He left if. Neil doesn't need advice. He knows it all, 249. That's what I voted for. I know it all, man. Woo! And if I knew it all, what the hell am I doing working for these people? Hey, it's a nice paycheck twice a month, I'll tell you that, including Friday, I believe. Less work, more money. That's what we believe in, I had some of my correspondents out there online bitching about the fact that we had the Marlin game yesterday and we got that horrible basketball game tomorrow at 1:30. And I appreciate their loyalty and their enthusiasm and their love and their kindness. Right. But the fact of the matter is less work, more money.
That's right. We love those days.
Yeah. Here's the other piece of advice. Make the move to satellite, 127. Yeah, make the move. Okay, I'll move. Don't ever retire, 124. Stay the hell off of MySpace, 104. There is no chance that that's going to happen. No chance in your pants. Move back to Miami, 35. I would say there's even a less chance of that, 35. I hate this poll, 31, only 4.1%. Not too bad. Retire now. Retire, 31. No way. Go straight, 25. And stop gambling, 17. It's Woodbine Wednesday. So that's what they're suggesting. Out of 750 votes. We'll make 1,000 today, Chris. I'm glad that you're excited about it. All right. Josh Cordes came in and paid us a nice visit this morning while George was out doing his Beethoven stuff.
Just made it back just in time, too.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Boy. I'll tell you and I were busy this morning racing to the magic room. I don't know what that's all about. Maybe it's something in the air. Now, let me ask you this. Uh-oh. Wait a minute.
I called Geico expecting to get a recording, but someone was there to help me.
Help me! Somebody help me!
Geico got my claim in the works right away, and I was actually able to enjoy my Thanksgiving.
Mashed potatoes, gravy, and cranberry sauce!
See, what we got to have now is right at the beginning when he says, "Look out!"
Oh, yeah, okay. How about that at the end of that James Brown bit we got, where jump back! He jumps right out of the box.
You get a lot of big sports with Neil Rogers on Sports Hole Radio, WQAM.
Who was that little baby father by? Could be one of a dozen guys. It may be the other Howard Stern. Did she defrost that old guy's frozen sperm? Larry Burkett says he is the dad. Ishaja, your husband has been bad. Looks like none of them will budge. It'll be up to that crazy judge. Who can it be now? Paternity test now. Who is the dad now? And who really cares now? Who can it be now?
And who really cares is right. 1019 at 560 WQM. Here's one for the poll for my good online buddy Zisco. Boy, I haven't heard from him in a long time, in ages. How's it going, Zisco? He's okay in my book. Good guy. He says, here's one for the pool. Stay off the ice cream.
Good.
Got it? Stay off the ice cream.
You're
And then he goes
gonna die
on to
there.
say, and you'll be very fascinated with this, being the hard ass that you are. He says, also, I've been wanting to chime in concerning these straight guys having gay sex. Prison is circumstantial. Maybe 10% or less of the world's population is in prison, so you can't really count that. If a prisoner was released from jail, do you think that they would still voluntarily seek out men for sex when they have access to women? Probably not. And those that did, you could say, probably argue that they have had mental trauma, etc. When it comes down to it, by definition, straight men do not have gay sex, says Isco.
Okay.
At least not more than one time. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt and say they'd have it one time just to see how it is, he says.
Yeah, well.
If they continue from there, then they're bi. Take this, for example. Would you have sex with a dead body or an animal?
What's it
No,
look
there's
like?
just no... Huh?
What's it look like?
How about a dead animal?
What's it
No,
look
there's
like?
just no physical attraction there. He says, I'm sure that that would even disgust you. That's how a straight guy feels when it comes to gay sex, says Isco. He says, so go beyond something one time to see how it is. Straight guys don't have gay sex. He says, I'm not being a dumb jock or ignorant or in denial. I'm just letting you know how this straight guy sees it.
It just has to do with...
Zisco's straight, by the way. He wants to make sure you understand that. P.S. You'll like this part, being the hard-ass bastard that you are.
Right.
He says, I think Tammy is really a straight guy in denial.
I think she's a crazy fat
For a
fag
woman
hag.
to be so adamant about something that's really no big deal, you got to suspect something. Maybe it's Timmy from wherever she's from.
That
not
could be.
Thanks, Zisco. You're a real panic. You're
She
the
has
guy.
issues. It's just a matter of what words mean. It doesn't mean you're a bad person if you have gay sex.
Oh, well, thank you so much for that.
There are people that can't come to terms with their sexuality and they hate labels.
Oh, who
That's all.
cares? Like I said, I don't ask a whole bunch of questions. I don't want to hear about the family tree and who fell out of the family tree and who's playing the banjo up there and are they kin with the Beasleys. I don't care about that. If they look good and they're willing, then I'm all set. I'm ready to run in there and grab whatever I can. A Southern Baptist leader said yesterday that evangelical voters might tolerate a divorced presidential candidate, but they have deep doubts about GOP hopeful Rudy Giuliani, who's been married not once, not twice, count 'em, 3 times. Oh, boy. Can you imagine the amount? Can you imagine the sin that's all built up against his record when he gets to them pearly, squirrely gates? Richard Land, I never heard of him, head of the public policy for the Southern Baptist Convention, told the Associated Press that evangelicals believe the former New York City mayor showed a lack of character during his divorce from his second wife, television personality Donna Hanover.
Never heard
Something
of it.
important you just faxed me or what?
It's interesting.
Oh, good. Okay, it's about Dion DiMucci. Oh, and guess Johnny G sent me another email this morning with a link to one of his MySpace buddies. It's Johnny Depp.
Well, how do you like that?
Yeah. No, I'm not going to say a word. Anyway, getting back to Rudy Giuliani and the Southern Baptist Convention, I mean, this is divorce on steroids, Land said. To publicly humiliate your wife in that way and your children, that's rough. I think that's going to be an awfully hard sell, even if he weren't pro-choice and pro-gun control. Giuliani married his longtime companion, Judith Nathan, in 2003. They had dated publicly while Giuliani was married to Hanover. His first marriage ended in an annulment. And his son won't be campaigning for him, by the way. A Giuliani staff member referred Cause on Land's statement to the exploratory committee, which did not have an immediate response last night. Giuliani also already has a challenge in winning over conservative voters who make up the GOP base. Many of them view him with skepticism because of his moderate views on social issues such as gays, guns, and abortion, considered too liberal. Land noted that Republican presidential candidate John McCain has been married twice, but said the Arizona senator is acknowledged in his part in the failure of his first marriage. It's a molehill compared to Giuliani's mountain, Land said. When you're a war hero like McCain, you have less to prove on the character front. Right. Many polls identify Giuliani as the front-runner in the Republican presidential primary, followed by McCain, and then former Massachusetts Governor Mitt Romney. Oh, brother. Has he got a chance in hell or what?
No.
None. Southern Baptists have been among the most vocal conservative Christian groups in the support of the Bush administration, but they and other crazy people, evangelicals, are struggling to find a consensus presidential candidate who embraces their stands against gay marriage and abortion. Same old tired crap, man. Same old, tired and stale and just enough to make you want to puke your guts out. Get on your hands and knees and just bleh for hours and hours and hours. Am I right? Yes.
Yes.
Just like all this crap about Ann Coulter. What do you expect from that bitch, huh? From this self-hating dyke? What do you expect? This is what these people are all about, okay? Hate. Good old-fashioned hate. Hate sells in America big time. Hate, prejudice, bigotry, narrow-mindedness, stupidity, all of these things. It sells big time. It goes over like halava in Tel Aviv, man. Big. It goes over like falafel in, where? Beirut. Never had falafel? I never had falafel.
I don't think I have.
There's plenty of it here. Wow, we got more Middle Eastern people than you can shake a spear at. Yeah, ask
He knows all about it.
Yeah, I'm sure he does.
Is that like pita bread that you dip into some something?
I think it's pretty good. They have like that, although they eat a lot of like shawarma. What is shawarma? Is that like lamb?
I don't know.
Yeah, they eat like Mary had a little lamb, and the Middle Eastern folks ate it.
I do not like lamb.
No, it's gamey.
Yeah,
like duck.
Sweet and greasy.
Duck.
Exactly.
And duck is greasy.
Yeah.
Oh, man, duck.
Hey, look, we agree on two things.
Well, good. Wait till we get to the, whatever, what's the other one? Oh, about the diets. 50s doo-wop king Dion DiMucci came to West Palm Beach over the weekend to lecture Catholic men about faith. Really? Now DiMucci is the one who could end up being schooled about fatherhood. A Royal Palm Beach air conditioning repairman and musician who's believed for the past 35 years he's DiMucci's love child arranged to have lunch with the recent Grammy nominee after Saturday's lecture. Then Dean Ambrogio said he discreetly took over DiMucci's water bottle and slipped it into his pocket. This week, he carefully swabbed the top and inside of the cap. He sent out the cotton, I wonder if that's cotton batten, to a private lab for a $425 DNA test. Ambrogio hopes the test will show whether Dion and the Belmonts frontman fathered him 50 years ago. For your father. When asked about it by Page 2 on Tuesday, this is the Palm Beach Post, DiMucci seemed shocked. Creepy, he said. He's 67. God, he's even older than I am. He can send a bottle or guitar strings or a half-eaten bagel if he wants to. He's not my son. A half-eaten bagel. I think that sounded like a little shot there, Dion. Uh-oh. My good buddy. You know...
The old guy. Tonight on Headline News, Nancy Grace interviews Irish troublemaker, the Leprechaun, one-on-one.
I'm gonna expose you for what you are, my little green friend.
Nancy Grace is relentless.
Isn't it true that you have engaged in fraudulent activity for centuries?
No, lassie. I'm not ripping people off. People are always trying to steal my money.
Oh, I see. You promise a pot of gold, but don't deliver. Now you're the victim. You, sir, how do you sleep at night?
The truth comes out when Nancy Grace has you in her crosshairs.
So, you think it's all right to use a rainbow, a symbol of hope, to lure folks into one of your sinister money schemes?
There's nothing sinister about a rainbow.
It's because you're really just a fairy. Isn't that right, Mr. Leprechaun?
Fairy? Who are you calling a fairy?
There'll be no luck of the Irish for this leprechaun when he gets grilled by Nancy Grace tonight on Headline News.
You fairy. 10:33. Okay, let's take a look at that schedule for Wednesday, huh? What does it look like? Mad Dog at 2, then we got the Power Hour, one of those rare days when both guys are here, 4 to 5. Henry Goldberg and Jim Manage together, 4 to 5. Hank, 5 to 6:50. Another little bit of a short show because you got the Marlins against the, well, it says versus L.A. in Jupiter. Now, L.A. doesn't tell me anything. It could be the Angels or it could be the Dodgers. Am I right, Chris?
You would be correct.
The Angels of, used to be of, whatever the hell they used to be. Anyway, that's at 6:50 and nobody cares anyway. And then after the baseball game, we got Eddie K.
Oh!
Kind of like old times, man. We got Eddie K for old times' sake, you know.
Come Sicilian messenger boy Johnny over. Ma dove scusato. Io sono stanco, sono biliardo.
Oh, man. I'm going to elope with Frankie Pantangeli just for the comedy of it, you know? He's a funny guy. I wonder if that actor is still alive. I heard they hit him with 5 shots, and he's still alive. I just love the way Soletso says that. You know, he comes out of there with the Tom Hagen. They've been holding Tom captive, you know, for a while there.
Yeah.
And they come outside, and then he gets one of his buffers comes running over and whispers in his ear, that's bad news for you and bad news. What is it? Oh, bad news for me and bad news for you if you can't get Santino to make that deal. something like that. Let's just all recite the whole dialogue from The Godfather.
Let's do it.
In fact, let's do it from all 3 parts. You know, the 600-hour unedited version. Let's do it.
Good plan. Those bastards, they smiled.
Suspended a sentence. I love the way he says that. Suspended a sentence. Reminds you of Larry and the Suspenders. Kind of. Campaigning in 2000, George Bush promised he would swear on the Bible to restore honor and dignity to a sullied White House and give it one heck of a scrubbing. The conviction of Scooter Libby gave the White House a scrubbing, but not the one that Bush had in mind. The case laid bare the inner workings of a presidency under siege and the secretive world of Vice President Dick Cheney, the unctuous, the obnoxious, the unacceptable Dick Cheney. Crook, liar, thief, lunatic, maniac. Money grabber. It showed the lengths to which Cheney went in early summer of 2003. See, I want to interrupt my own reading of this. I don't have a problem with people being crooks, okay? I mean, because most people have got a lot of money. I'm talking about really, really big money. Most of them are crooks. But how much do you have to have?
How much you got?
Exactly. That's what it's all about. How much do these people have to have before they're satisfied? How much does a bastard like Dick Cheney with his crappy heart, how much does he have to have?
More.
What's he going to do? Leave millions and millions to his bull-dyke daughter? Is that it? It showed the lengths to which Cheney went in early summer 2003 to discredit administration critic Joe Wilson. The former ambassador's assertions had cast doubt on the administration's justification for having taken the country to war in Iraq, and the Libby case showed the president assisting Cheney in the leaked attacks on Wilson. That's why they all 3 should be on their way to jail right now. They should be in shackles. They should be in chains. They should be in tarred and feathered. Libby, who was Cheney's chief of staff, was found guilty yesterday of 4 or 5 counts of obstructing justice, lying, and perjury during an investigation of the administration's disclosure of the identity of Valerie Plame. The verdict does great damage to the Bush administration, said Paul C. Light, professor of pubic service at NYU. It undermines the president's pledge of ethical conduct. But the most serious consequence is that it will raise questions about Cheney's durability in office. It may be time for Cheney to submit his resignation, to which we would say, yeah, then who's going to be president? Vice president. But don't count on it. Bush in the past has repeatedly come to the defense of his vice president. The trial, which included a month of testimony, is also relevant as the U.S. seeks to build a case that Iran is providing sophisticated munitions to Shiite insurgents in Iraq who are using them against U.S. troops. You know, there'd be a good way to put a stop to that. You know what it is? Bring all the troops home. Administration critics have suggested the administration trying to lay the groundwork for isolating or even attacking Iran using flawed intelligence, just like Iraq. Same old crap, man.
And I want everybody here to know there's not going to be no trouble for me. Don Leon. Cheech. Abort.
There you go. Cheech.
What is
Wilson,
abortion?
Yeah, abort. Reaching back for this fax. Must be very important.
Nah.
Oh, look at that. Yeah, I'll throw that on the floor. I read enough of that. Reaching back for this fax. Must be very important.
Nah.
Oh, look at that. Yeah, I'll throw that on the floor. I read enough of that. But, you know, it's not... Because when I get done tearing up these stories after I read them, I just throw them on the floor, and then during the break I put them in my garbage bag. Mm-hmm. Oh, and speaking of garbage bag, I mean, this is going to sound really ridiculous. You know, it's kind of like in the category of paper or plastic. But speaking of spastic, there's one thing, and I'm sure I'm not the only person. I mean, I'm a klutz. I'll be the first to admit that. I'm a real klutz. But I have a real difficult time with one thing in the kitchen for years and years. And you know what it is?
Breaking an egg.
No. Aluminum foil.
What about it?
Or as some people would say, tin foil. I'm talking about getting it out of, you know, when you open up the package.
Yeah.
And you pull out the, there's a little tab there, and you take the tab off, and you pull it out even. And then I have this thing where it always kind of like start unraveling, so you're winding up pulling out like a shred of tinfoil.
I know what you mean. You find the tinfoil more difficult than, say, the saran wrap, which is
more difficult than anything in the world in my life.
The saran wrap has a mind of its own. It'll
and of course, people are probably saying, well, what's the big deal with tinfoil? Well, when you got like bratwurst in there or wieners or whatever ground beef, you got to wrap it up in tinfoil, man, not in saran wrap.
Well, I'll send you some nice Tupperware for your birthday next year.
You don't put bratwurst in Tupperware.
Sure you do.
You do?
Put everything in Tupperware, and then you burp it.
No, don't be sending me no... Yeah, you burp it? Right, don't be sending me no Tupperware, please.
I'll try to find somebody in Canada that'll send it so you won't have to pay customs charges. What a crock that is.
Yeah, it really is. Miami Police Chief John Timoney opens up to the New Yorker about his children's drug problems in a 7-page profile titled Miami Blue, writes Joan Fleischman in the Herald. The Irish-born Timoney, 58, once held the number 2 job at NYPD, first deputy commissioner. That's when his daughter Christine got into drugs and became a deadhead. Following the Grateful Dead rock band around the country, tells the magazine, she wound up a heroin addict. Christine, 28, clean for 7 years, now lives in South Florida, has a daughter who turns 1 on St. Patty's Day, the 17th. Son Sean, 26, is doing 18 months in the U.S. pen in Lewisburg, Pennsylvania. The DEA busted him in 2005 in a 400-pound, $455,000 pot sting. He was the driver, by the way, not the dealer, Joan points out. Well, good. Timoney tells the magazine that he initially refused to post bail. Let him just rot in there. I don't give a Schmidt, he said. But a few days later, he relented and put up the family's Miami condo as collateral. Timoney and his wife Noreen attended Sean's sentencing and drove him to prison. Locals, and then probably when he got out of the car, they said, don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out. Something, sensitive like that. Let's see. What is the rest of it? Oh, I see. The piece by Elsa Walsh says Timoney is widely regarded today as one of the most progressive and effective police chiefs in the country, a reformer and iconoclast. Elsa Walsh is the wife of Bob Woodward, former famed Washington Reporter editor, who talks about Senator Kennedy and Senator this one and Senator in his very pedantic and annoying way, Bob Woodward, who was busy with his nose up George Bush's ass, by the way, when he wrote that first book. Remember that?
Yep.
And then all of a sudden now he got religion. Now that all that didn't pan out too well. There's Rob, Marciano on CNN.
Similar concerns loom this weekend. It's the daylight savings time bug.
Oh, I'm glad he mentioned that. It's a damn good thing. I got all excited when I saw Rob Marciano because it is the daylight savings time has been moved up this year, which I bet you forgot all about that, didn't you?
Forgot would imply that I knew in the first place.
Well, there you go. It's this weekend. Saturday night, you turn your clocks...
this weekend?
Yes.
Good golly.
Well, that's what he just said. I'm going to Google it just to make sure, but I was just discussing that with somebody yesterday on the phone, and we decided, I think pretty sure it is this weekend. And who the hell would have known? See, this is the public service we do on this show for nothing, for free, baby. It doesn't cost you a dime. It doesn't cost you one rotten, nasty cent, not even like an old buffalo head nickel. Indian head. What were those? Indian head penny and buffalo head nickel?
Indian head nickels.
What about Steve Nickel? So I'll Google that and make sure. But see, it's a damn good thing. I got all wound up when I saw my buddy Rob Marciano.
The bitch. Absolutely. I
just left rehab again. You can't make me stay, though I have a problem. I'm crazy, you think I drink too much. I party all night until I throw up. Lost more than my hair, lost my sense of reality. I'm crazy, just left rehab again. I don't need their help, my name's not Lohan. I'm crazy, you think I have problems more than just being dumb. It's called insanity. Just left rehab again. I need more tattoos, 'cause I love the pain. I'm crazy, you think I have problems more than just being dumb. It's called insanity.
Oh, yeah, and the bad part of it is for you, sweetheart, nobody cares except for the TV lunatics, Nobody else cares. I think she's dead meat. I think she's old.
Oh, yeah. Rotting meat.
Rotting flesh. Kind of like Anna Nicole without the box. 838 votes on the poll. Let's see. And, of course, just about all of these. I don't see much on the phone today, which is probably pretty good because I don't really care one way or the other. But I don't see like an awful lot of activity on there. I don't see any, as a matter of fact. Maybe the phone is dead. Uh-oh.
That would be...
Oh, no, it actually works. What about that line 1? Is that fixed yet?
I don't... I'm going to have to restart my computer over here.
Seriously, if you wrote an article for Inside Radio or Broadcasting Magazine or any trade publication, even that stupid Talkers Magazine, if you wrote an article about this radio station, and forgetting about any of the other aspects of it, just the technical part of it, they would say, oh, that Neil, man, what a sense of humor he's got. He was always such a funny guy. I mean, who could make up stuff like this? And, of course, nobody could make up stuff like this because it's all true. That's the amazing part. Just Just a total indifference, like, hey, don't start again, okay? And we won't. Like I said, as long as those checks clear twice a month, that's all I give a flying fig about, okay? 838 votes since Neil always, thanks, Eric. Eric fixed the poll. He had messed up on there. Oh, current temperature, it's 12 above zero, and it's sunny, it's beautiful. See, this is a little more like it today, in case Castronova wants to write down some more of the Toronto weather information. Oh, that's captivating radio, Neil. Oh, it's minus 11, it's going to be minus 4, sunny, a beautiful day for Woodbine.
12 above zero Celsius?
No, 12 above zero Fahrenheit. Yeah, 12 above zero Celsius would be like 52 degrees. Are you crazy?
Very good.
54 degrees, actually. 10 is 50, 11 is 52, 12 would be 54. Am I right?
Yes, you are.
Well, once you get from about minus 2 to about anything above, I'm okay with the plus numbers. Once you start getting like minus 6, I don't know from those. And don't tell me how you figure it out. I really don't care.
I don't know.
840 votes, since Neil always offers us good advice, and I'd like to know when the hell that started. If I was going to offer Neil one piece of advice, it would be, if I was going to offer Neil one piece. Neil doesn't need advice, he knows it all, 285. Boy, oh boy, talk about heavy-duty ass-kissing. Man, oh man, my roids are acting up now. 34%, I don't need advice, I know it all. I'm a genius, man. Just ask. Make the move to satellite, 140. See, most of these choices on here are just, well, that's good. It's a silly pool. Make the move to satellite, 140. Okay, poof, we're on satellite. Don't ever retire, 136. Stay the hell off MySpace, 114. Just ludicrous and unacceptable. Move back to Miami, 43. Ludicrous, even more unacceptable. Just no chance. Retire now, 37. No thanks. I hate this pool, 33, 3.9%. Go straight, 28. Definitely no thanks. Ooh. Stop gambling, 19. No way. In fact, I'm so adamant about that, I might just call my cab guy right now and tell him, hey, let's leave around 11. Maybe he's over next door, And stay off the ice cream, 5 out of 840 votes. We have 1,254 friends, by the way, on our MySpace page, which I think is pretty darn amazing for an old toad like yours truly. 1,254, that's what I've been told. It's primarily a young people's venue.
Right.
Am I correct?
Yes, you are.
I mean, young compared to me, which is almost anybody. WQAM, hello. QAM.
Hi, Neil.
Yes, sir.
How you doing? Good?
Oh, good, great.
Good. Excellent. Listen, you hate Donald Trump like poison, right?
Correct.
Okay. Do you remember when he tried to copyright that phrase, you're fired?
And?
He tried to copyright it. Well, at the same time, I read this article.
That's like copywriting the expression, hi, how's it going, eh? I mean, what is that, copyright you're fired? It sounds like some kind of a stupid Pat Riley thing to me.
Well, I understand, but
I'd be afraid to repeat it.
But at the same time, he also tried to copyright another saying, like, I don't remember it exactly, but it was like, laughably ridiculous to pay. Did you hear about that?
No.
Yeah.
I didn't hear about it, and I couldn't care less about it, because Donald Trump makes me want to vomit. He's another one of those people that the media keeps propping up. I don't want to hear about him, Pally. Have a great day. Not interested. See, he starts out by saying you hate him like poison, don't you? And I say, yes, I do. I don't hate him. I just can't stand him. There's a difference. Hate is like a South Florida thing, I
hate it.
When you're in Toronto, you don't hate that many people. You're like a little more mellow, Not hate. That's South Florida thinking. I can't stand him, but I don't want to hear about him. There's a whole bunch of these media people that the paparazzi are all whipped up about. Britney is one of them, and Donald Trump is another one, and poor Anna Nicole in the box, dead as a doornail. Oh, there we go with that again. There's another one. I don't care about any of those people. I didn't care about her when she was alive. Why should I care about her now that she's dead, huh? Just goes back to what I told you during the Alienito days, and I kept saying it, screaming it. I was screaming, and that kind of screaming, too. And I told you, the media, these lunatics have decided they're going to tell the public what you should be concerned about, what's important. Forget about all the dead people in Iraq. Forget about all this Scooter Libby trial. Forget about all the corruption and the ripping off of your tax dollars. Forget about all the people who don't have medical insurance and the people who are starving to death. Forget about all those poor schleppers in New Orleans. All of these and many, many other things. You're supposed to be all whipped up about Donald Trump and his bad hairpiece and that fat bull dyke Rosie O'Donnell and all this other stupid crap. If I never heard her name again, it would be much too soon. Rosie O'Donnell. Is she funny?
No.
Does she look good?
No.
Is she fat and disgusting and grotesque?
Yes.
And an obnoxious militant bulldyke? Yes. So who the hell needs that bitch?
Not me.
No, not me either. I'm just using her as an example of what the media does. And it used to be just on, like the tabloid shows, Entertainment Tonight, and Inside Edition, and Outside Edition, and Under Your Ass Edition, all this other crap, But now it's like everything. The mainstream media, so-called, whatever the hell that is, that's all they talk about. There's no damn news on anymore. It's just a bunch of glitz and schmitz.
Right. Puff
and
pieces.
schmutz.
So often news.
Puff pieces is right. They're probably using cotton batting, no doubt.
Who?
I do like that. You got to be old, man. Cotton batting. It's like mustard plaster. It's the same thing. You think anybody under the age of 100 ever heard of a mustard plaster?
Yeah, if they watch Little House on the Prairie.
Nobody under the age of 100 watched Little House on the Prairie. How's he doing, by the way? Is he still dead, Michael Landon?
Yes, he is.
He was Jewish.
Yes, he was.
I'm trying to think. I saw his biography on the Biography Channel, which I love that channel, man. I just love the Biography Channel. And I'm trying to remember what they said, whether he was like a good guy or See, they almost never knock anybody, Everybody was a wonderful person because they're dead. If you do it on the Biography Channel, most of them are already dead. Oh, there it is. I don't even know if I ever really watched that show, maybe a couple of times.
It wasn't bad, actually, as you might think.
I was probably busy watching Apple's Way because Vince Van Patten was in it.
Ugh.
What?
I think
he was in it. Apple's Way?
I never watched Apple's Way.
Oh, who else was in that? Speaking of Deliverance, is Ronnie Cox. He was in that, too.
Apple's Way or Little House on the Prairie?
Apple's Way. Not Little House on the Prairie, you fairy. No, Apple's Way with Vince Van Patten. I'm going to tell you, Vince Van Patten, who was in, what was the movie with Linda Blair that you always tell me about? Don't tell me Fright Night. No, that was
No, close.
What?
You're close. Keep going.
Fright.
No.
Night.
No, yes.
Night. Stalker.
Close.
Night.
I'll give you a hint.
Armor.
We work there.
Horror show?
Hell.
Oh, Hell Night. Yeah, that was Hell Night with Vince Van Patten and Linda Blair, and they were. I think he was running around in his underwear most of that movie. I'm going to go out and get that today. If I win enough at Woodbine.
I don't remember. All I can say is
I'm going to go out and buy me that. Huh?
That's not one of the movies we can see her boobs in.
Oh, what a shame. But she...
don't waste your time.
I don't think nobody don't like Linda Blair. What do you mean, don't waste my time? You're talking
I'm
about
talking to the other people. That's right. If you want to see Linda Blair's boobs...
But an old fag like me wants to see Vince Van Patten run around naked in his underwear. And, of course, he's probably an old man now and probably don't look too much better than I do.
The Plane. Any questions?
This is the moment you dreaded the most. You're on the web without any clothes. You lifted your shirt to show your chest, and it did nothing for Ryan Seacrest, and they might kick you off the show. Some new ones came out that are disgusting. You open your mouth, but it isn't to sing. You say those photos are not me. Now you're on your knees, ironically, begging, please keep me on the show. 'Cause you took some nude pics, you're showing some skin. We're glad that it's you and not faking. You made a mistake, you can't explain why. You thought it was a good idea at the time. You took some nude pics, the camera don't lie. One thing's for sure, you're not very shy. You took some nude pics. Oi! You took some nude pics.
880 votes on the poll, man. By the end of this hour, we're going to be well on our way to our 1,000 today, and everybody's going to say, wow, what does that mean? And I'll say, I don't know. A 78-year-old jogger was recovering today after he was hit by a car and pronounced dead by a passerby, then relieved by a passing sheriff's deputy. How do you like that? That sounds like an act of God.
God!
One of those afterlife stories. Have you ever read all that crap? All these people have had these afterlife experiences or near-death experiences.
It's called dreams.
Right. It's called hallucination. It's called stupidity. It's called BS. Broward County Deputy Tina Lasitosa was on routine patrol Monday when she came across the accident and found the victim, Eric Eaton, covered by a blanket in the roadway, authorities said. Eaton had been visiting his son in Dania Beach when he was hit while crossing a street, according to the sheriff's report. A witness to the accident who claimed to be a medical professional. See, that was the problem in the first place, medical professional. Oh, in Florida, had placed a blanket over Eaton and told the deputy he was dead. Dead. In fact, probably said dead as a doornail. Last year, Tosa called an ambulance and checked Eaton. He had head injuries, was bleeding profusely, but the deputy found a faint pulse. She started CPR, and Eaton began to breathe. Like that. He was taken to a hospital in critical condition. Eaton's relatives told authorities he was improving and described his condition as guarded but optimistic. He'd be okay. The sheriff's office said an accident investigation was ongoing and no charges have been filed. Well, it's a damn good thing that she came along, when she did, because the other guy, the medical professional, said, oh, put the blanket on him, he's dead, And probably if they would have just left him there in the road with the blanket on him, he would have bled and then he would have been dead. Not good. So I think the moral of that story is beware of any so-called self-described medical professional, especially in Florida, where the term good doctor is an oxymoron. 883 on that poll. Stay off the ice cream 10 and stop gambling. How about if on the way to Woodbine I stop and get me a pint of, although I wouldn't be able to stop and nuke it, I guess,
Oh, the convenience stores, they have those little microwaves where you can
they do.
nuke your burrito.
Those funky sandwiches or burritos, and you put them in and you nuke them, and they're all the stuff melts and gets oozy and mungy.
They might look at you funny, but you're probably used to that.
In my Chinese convenience store, they would be real happy. They love me in there, man. They love me. I'm telling you. I think I'm their best customer, to be honest with you. See, I'm lazy, as you know. I'm fat and lazy. I'm not as fat as I was, and so I'm one of those people when there's a convenience store a few yards away from where I live, from my door, and then, I got two great supermarkets, both within easy walking distance, like a block and a half either way. Well, which one am I going to do? Am I going to go a block and a half either way to the real supermarkets, or am I going to go across the street and just go to the Chinese market and pick up a few goodies here and there, or baddies? Although I haven't been doing that lately. You ought to be really proud. Aren't you proud?
Yes, I am.
Well, good. I'll let you know if I get back into the 170s again. I'll let you know. It's still on the verge, but not too good. Not bad, but not too good. Haven't been eating any crap, though. And we'll get into that story about the diets now. Excellent. Nice job, Neil. Great segue, and it was all accidental. Because I had this in my hands in the story, too. Guess which diet won this contest that they had?
Atkins.
Good guess.
I saw the story, anyway.
Yeah, I asked you this morning, did you see it? You said no.
Oh, I must have been listening to something else.
What a freaking liar. Not only is he adamant and a hard ass, but he also lies a lot. You told me, that's why I said we're going to argue about this, because you're always knocking the Atkins.
I must have heard you wrong. I'm not knocking the Atkins.
Oh.
Here's what I say is, I'm not a fat lardo, so I don't want to have to be an expert on the Atkins diet, even though I've been forced to be.
You're not a fat lardo, so what do you know about diets? Just like you're not gay, so what do you know about gay sex? Same thing. I would put in the same category.
Straight.
Well, you know nothing about gay sex, though.
No, I know what makes people straight.
Good. Just like I don't know anything about straight sex, and I don't want to know. I don't want to.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I don't want to know. I don't care.
I know the definition of words. I know what words mean.
The low-carb, high-fat Atkins diet gets high marks. Oh, wouldn't it be great if Dr. Bob could come back for just a couple minutes to hear me read this story?
He was a surly bastard.
He was not a nice person. No, I won't say he wasn't a nice person. He just didn't have a very nice personality. There can be people who are nice people, but they have really a crappy personality, and they're maybe strange, like me.
He was a genius, and he had a big ego to go along with it.
Yeah, and a lot of money.
Yeah.
And then, of course, he was a klutz, just like me, and he slipped and fell on the sidewalk and went, oh! Like that, and that was it. This is very important to a lot of our fat friends, and of course, you know our audience, man. Most of them are tubby. They're tubby and chubby and flabby. The low-carb, high-fat Atkins diet gets high marks in one of the biggest, longest head-to-head studies of popular weight loss plans, beating the Zone, the Ornish diet, and even U.S. guidelines. Even so, critics say the results show how hard it is to lose weight and keep it off, which, of course, has got nothing to do with the study. That's just another way for them to avoid saying, Dr. Bob was right, man. Those carbs are killer carbs. That's what's going to put you in an early box. Overweight women on the Atkins plan lost more weight over a year than those on the low-carb Zone diet, and they had slightly better blood pressure. They had slightly better blood pressure and cholesterol readings than those on the Zone, the very low-fat, high-carb Ornish diet, and low-fat, high-carb diet similar to U.S. government guidelines. Stanford University researcher Christopher Gardner, the lead author, said the study shows that Atkins may be more helpful than critics contend. How many years have I been telling you that, huh?
About 30,
How many years have I been on here telling you? And if I would have just stuck with it and quit eating all that damn ice cream and cakes and candies and cookies and pasta and mung, I'd be 150 pounds right now, man. I'd look just like Ryan Phillippe. I sure wish I did look just like Ryan Phillippe, I'll tell you that. I wouldn't be here right now. I wouldn't be wasting my time with this. I'd be busy. It says, but the study isn't a fair comparison because by the end, few women were following any of the diets very strictly, critics argue, although those in the Atkins group came the closest. The study had good concept and incredibly pathetic execution, said Zone Diet creator Barry Sears. I wonder if he's kin to my good buddy Brian Sears, the world's greatest harness driver. It's a lot easier to follow a diet that tells you to eat bacon and brie than to eat predominantly fruits and vegetables, said Dr. Dean Ornish, who's a quack, by the way, creator of the Ornish diet. Atkins followers lost about 10 pounds on average at 12 months versus 3.5 pounds for the Zone dieters. In other words, 3 times as much. Women on the Ornish diet lost almost 5 pounds on average, and those on the National Guideline Plan lost almost 6 pounds. Scientifically, those 12-month results weren't different enough from the Atkins weight loss to rule out the possibility the differences occurred by chance, it says. See, they're always looking for an out, for an excuse to criticize. Knock, knock, knock. Knock 3 times, like Tony Orlando would say. Like to knock on his head with a baseball bat. There's another guy. The dieters lost the most weight early on, including an average of 13 pounds for the Atkins group at 6 months, nearly double the closest competitor to the National Guidelines diet. After that, most began regaining weight, a trend most noticeable in the Atkins women. Well, that's one thing about Atkins. When you go off of it, look out. Yeah. Oh, not Tony Orlando. Oh. And Dawn.
And Dawn.
And Jesus. Get rid of that. With an average starting weight of 189 pounds, even losing 13 pounds meant many women remained overweight. There's not a ton of weight loss here, Gardner acknowledged. Atkins isn't the solution for the obesity problem, he said. Well, that depends on how strictly you do it and how long you stay on it. The study involved 311 women, about 40 years old on average, was designed to measure the effectiveness of using a diet book to lose weight. It doesn't say anything about the South Beach diet on here, which to me is just a scan for all this guy's favorite restaurants on the beach. I got the book in the other room, and I can go get it again during the break and read about all the great places he's recommending, which 99% of the people who are reading his book are never going to eat in those places because, A, they either can't afford them, or B, they don't live in South Florida, or C, they chub them in dread. That wasn't very articulate, by the way. That was very bad grammar, but nevertheless. Women were randomly assigned to read one of 4 diet books. They attended weekly classes for 8 weeks where diet questions were addressed. See, if I'm going to give you Yiddish expressions, I might as well give you the proper grammar, but we'll save that for grammar. But then we're mostly on their own for the next 10 months. At the end, Atkins women had slightly higher levels of HDL cholesterol, the good kind, and slightly lower blood pressure than those on the other 3 diets. How do you like that? The author said it's still uncertain whether the results would apply to men or older women since none were studied. Oh, no. Of course not. Let's find every excuse in the world to say, oh, no, couldn't be good, that Atkins.
And even though I don't want to be an expert on the Atkins diet,
go right ahead and be one. Go ahead.
Well, I am, because people put me in the position to defend it because they hear you talking about it and they go, oh, that Atkins, it doesn't work, and then I have to, from memory.
Let me tell you the people who tell you the Atkins diet doesn't work, okay? Mm-hmm. Those are the people who pretend that they're on it and they're eating ice cream and crap like I do, okay? You can't be on the Atkins diet and be filling up with all kinds of refined carbohydrates. You're only fooling yourself, not the scale. And you're sure not fooling Mother Nature, baby. Let me tell you that right now, you fat pigs, you.
Now, I'm talking about the people that say, oh, no, it's high fat, and it's bad for you, and you're going to, have all this cholesterol. Who obviously haven't done any research and haven't read any of the books or seen any of the results of this
survey. For most people on the Atkins, your cholesterol goes down, your HDL, the good cholesterol, goes up, and your triglycerides come way down, baby, way down yonder in New Orleans with Freddie Cannon. I bet you got that. I love that song.
Yes, I do. And by the way, when you were talking about it before, you noticed a lot of these vegetarians were the people behind all the criticism and all that.
Oh, you mean the people, that crowd?
People like that. I'm talking about the
people like
vegetarians.
Bill Gibbons who are busy chewing the bark off of trees and who think that that's what we're supposed to eat. I'm going to tell you, life is too short. If you can't at least enjoy some good food, manja. Now we're calling Hyman Roth Freddie Cannon, like I said. They called him Boom Boom for a good reason, but nobody knows what the hell the reason was. That was pretty good. In the land of the dreamy sea, there's a Garden of Eden. Garden of Eden, that's what we're talking about. Eating Atkins, steak and lobster and all of the eggs, omelets. Oh, I love my omelets. 897 votes on the poll. We're going to be way over 900. We might be approaching 1,000 by the top of the hour. And I bet you Chris is just all whipped up to a frenzy about that. He's also not too happy that we got screwed by Duff. Huh? Excuse me? So to speak. Well, I'm talking about that Charles Wednesday thing.
No wonder he's sore.
Oh, boy. He saw what?
Who's the candidate that's making Hillary Clinton irate? You're damn right. Who is the man that wants to take the troops out of Iraq? Can you dig it? Who's that cat with the big old ears that makes all the people cheer? Right on. They say Barack's got a white mother.
Shut your mouth.
It's the truth about Barack.
Then we can dig it.
He's an inexperienced man, but he thinks he can be the leader of this land.
11:18 at 560 WQAM. We got 911, baby. 911 votes on the poll right now. We got 42 minutes before noon. That means we're going to be edging in on 1,000, maybe even passing 1,000 by noon. Then they will fear us. You know what I'm saying? As they said in the Godfather, then they will fear you.
Enzo promised the Rosado brothers 3 territories in the Bronx after he died. You took over, and you didn't give it to them.
I was?
You welched.
Yeah, Clemenza promised them a lot.
I'm gonna make a whole show out of that Godfather drops. What do you think?
I think it's a great idea.
Huh? Get a 90 share easily.
Mamma mia! What are you gonna do? Nice college boy, eh? They want to get mixed up in the family business? Now you want to gun down a police captain, why? Because he slapped you in the face a little bit? Huh? What do you think this is, the army where you shoot them a mile away? You got to get up close like this, and bing, you blow their brains all over your nice Ivy League suit. Come here. Mwah! You're taking us very personal.
Clemenza promised him nothing. He hated those son of a bitches more than I did.
Well, good. He was also fat. That's why he kept eating too many cannolis, because he kept feeding his fat habit. Leave the gun. 567. Let's get this phone smoking today, man. You people are brain dead. It's just pathetic, you know. I think the one suggestion on here, make the move to satellite. You know, can you imagine what we could be doing?
Oh, then they will
hear you. Not that it's going to happen because I don't have a real agent and I don't have Chinaman's chance in hell. But if that would happen, these phones we could have like 100 lines and they'll be. And I bet you they'd all be working too. There'd be like a real engineer involved, and every one of the lines we had would be actual functioning, as opposed to sitting here day after day. Oh, is line 1 ever going to get fixed? Is it ever going to work again?
No.
And they go like, oh, no chance. Are you kidding me? What's wrong with you? Will you stop complaining already? And I'll say, okay, just send me the money. No problem. And they do, and I'm happy. WQAM, hello. QAM.
Neil, God.
Yes, sir, speaking.
I am a longtime fan and a very good person, and I am here to tell you that I only listen to your show on terrestrial radio now. And
Excellent.
And I'm telling you as a friend, because I have taped you for the past 15 years.
Wow.
And I listen to your old shows, and I listen to your new shows, and you've still got it.
I got it.
But if you could get onto satellite, Neil, it would be unbelievable.
It's not going to happen. Why?
Yes, it will.
Look, why are you saying this, sir? Why are you talking to me like I'm some kind of a child, you know? Sometimes I feel like a child.
You've been complaining for years that you have a crappy manager. You butch up and get a new manager, and let's get this on the road. Your show can be so much better on satellite. Period.
Well, let me say to you again. It isn't going to happen. Read my lips, okay? Which one of those words didn't you understand? Which one? I'll repeat it for you several times in many languages if you like. It isn't going to happen.
Just like you were supposed to retire 10 years ago, and just like this, and just I am.
No. See, retirement is a choice, okay? In other words, I'll retire when I'm good and ready to retire. When I have, I could retire right now. I'm not going to miss any meals, believe me.
You've got tons of money, so go back to the art of the way your show should be, and even further than that.
Well, what does that mean? Wait a minute. What does that mean? The art of the way your show should be. What does that mean? Like Art Linkletter? What are you talking about?
Neil, let's face it. I mean, I listen to the tape, and the show is 80% of what it used to be. Come on, I mean, you still got the talent. You can't even play fart sounds anymore.
Let me tell you something, okay? I don't really care if we ever played another fart sound. I don't care whether it's 80%, 70%, 92.5%, 95%, 30%.
Right. 30, man.
As long as the paycheck is like way more than it used to be, that's all I care about. That's the only thing that puts bananas on my table, okay?
Now, how about that paycheck with an even better show on satellite, Sirius?
It's not going to... Let me say it again, sir, for the 8 millionth time. Well, goodbye.
So when are we moving?
I'm moving his ass right out the window is where I'm moving him. Jesus, Scott, how'd you like to be married with him? All our 10 women out there, all the guys. Holy moly. I mean, this is what you deal with. People who just don't listen. They won't listen to me. Okay, listen to me. Listen to me. And they won't listen. See, I've been talking on the air for 31 years in town, but there are people who've got it tuned in. My voice is coming through their speaker. Audibly, they can hear me. There's a difference between hearing me and listening. You see what I'm saying?
Listen to me.
Right, exactly. Just like Howard Beale would say, listen to me. And they're hearing, but they're not listening.
What?
Exactly. QAM, hello. See it here. Well, there's a good example of it. QAM, hello. QAM.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Hey, did you catch on television last night after they found Scooter Libby guilty? One of the jurors was saying that Scooter Libby was just a patsy and that Karl Rove should be there or maybe Cheney.
Mm-hmm.
He actually had some cojones to say that, the juror. Also, that was pretty funny. A lot of people don't get it when you said to the guy, he's treating you like a child. Anyway, Neil, I'm out of material and you're a big savage.
Okay. I thought he was going to say a Philly savage, but I didn't get that far. Oh, my God. Sometimes I feel like a little child, especially like that previous call.
Sometimes I feel myself.
Oh, God. WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
One of my favorites in that, how your Godfather drops it, Clemenza's face as he's saying, Rosado brothers, they're taking hostages.
That's not Clemenza. That's
Sorry, not Clemenza. I mean, Frankie Five Angels.
Frankie Pentangeli, man.
He's such a beaten man at that point. They're taking hostages. But hey, me not being the hockey maven, I have a question for you regarding Ted Nolan.
Yeah.
HBO did a Real Sports thing the other night on him. I don't know if you saw it.
No, I did not. I don't watch HBO.
Okay.
And I certainly wouldn't be watching about Ted Nolan.
There were a lot of, and I don't know anything about this, but there were a lot of rumors as far as why he was blackballed from the league for 9 years.
Right.
But do you know what was it? His womanizing, his drinking? Because they were
supposedly he had a very hostile relationship with management, and as a result, he alienated everybody who was in a position to hire him. Supposedly, I don't know. Maybe it's because he had that engine thing. Who knows?
Well, that's what he was saying. He says, "Oh, it's all because of my Native American heritage."
That's it. Most of those guys are
engine killer.
That's right.
But I had heard other things too, not any specifics about him, like banging people all over town and like boozing it up.
Well, what's wrong with banging people over town? What's wrong with that?
Why would that get you blackballed?
Exactly.
Get you a bonus. Thanks, Neil.
Have a great day, Pally. Okay, well, there's a little hockey talk for it. More than enough. 925 votes on the poll. Like I said, we're going to be creeping toward that 1,000 mark by the top of the hour. And I would say this poll, on a scale of 0, it's okay.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. One of these people out there, and I appreciate everybody who sends in a poll ID. I've got a nice nifty pile of them here, by the way. And I've also got Tammy's fact from yesterday. I might just want to read again.
Oh boy,
the biggest name.
At my junior, honey.
Hey, did you see that story about the duck with 4 legs?
Yeah, that was freaky. What do they call that?
Bastifact.
I know, it's caused by some sort of, what's it called?
Bastifact.
It's not genetic, it's
Bastifact.
Environmental?
Bastifact.
No, it's an evolutionary mutation. Wait, no.
Bastifact.
I don't know what they call it, but hey, do you think it'll make the duck taste better?
Oh, greasy. Oh, brother, I couldn't stand. If you paid me $1 zillion, I wouldn't have duck.
No, I'll pass.
Like in a lot of Chinese restaurants, they have all kinds of duck,
Peking duck, and it's dark, greasy meat.
Yeah, dark and gray. First of all, I like the white meat, like in a chicken or a turkey or whatever. White meat. No dark meat.
Told you breasts were good.
935 votes on the poll. It's 11:30, which means in a half an hour we're going to be right up close, right to 1,000. And I bet you Joe Bell's going to be running up and down the hallway. Oh, Neil's got 1,000. I love those polls of his. Yeah. In fact, Joe's a big deal on the polls. Remember, I told you I got that email from him one day about a poll.
Mm-hmm.
Shocking, quite frankly. You think he'd have more important things to be taken care of. 5670560 and pound 560 on the Verizon Singular Wireless line. I'd like to see a real flurry of calls today. It's middle of the week, and of course, we got 4 full hours today. I get kind of spoiled when we get those short shows like yesterday. And then again, tomorrow we get out of here at 1:30. Because we got the UM-Maryland basketball game from the ACC tourney in Tampa tomorrow. The game doesn't start till 2, but we got thankfully a pregame hurricane warm-up at 1:30 because Clarence likes to be on the air a lot. And he figures he can probably do a lot to really screw up my ratings. Ratings on Friday, by the way, the trend, which is November, December, and January. We'll get a trend. WQAM, hello. QAM.
Papa Juan Pablo?
WQAM, hello.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hey, Neil, how you doing?
Good.
One observation about the trial yesterday. I applaud Patrick Fitzgerald for getting the 4 out of 5 convictions. But for him to stand up there in front of the microphone and say that no one is above the law is laughable at best. If that was true, then our Fuhrer, Dick Cheney, and the rest of the Bush junta would be in prison right now for crimes against humanity and democracy. What do you think about that, huh?
What do I think about that one? 5670560. I think it was very profound on your part, sir. WQAM, hello. QAM.
Hi, is Neil available?
He's speaking right now.
Oh, Neil, that's great. This is Mr. Miami Memorabilia calling, and I'm hoping I can
Mr.
give myself...
Memorabilia? What does that mean? So who gave you that handle?
I am the senior collector of Miami Memorabilia in America. I'm the one who always wants to call in when you have a question about restaurants or history here.
I see.
And I'm
but what do you mean you're the one who always wants to call in? I mean, do you call in or do you just want to call in?
No, I call in, but the phones are always so tied up, so I'm delighted I got through.
Well, here's your chance today.
Well, that's great, because this week, 3 of my books have been published in 1 week. Miami, the Magic City, the Sunny Isles
Miami, the Tragic City, that sounds right on, yeah, spot on.
Well, that's actually the name of it, Miami, the Magic City.
Tragic City.
From Sandbar to Sophistication, the story of Sunny Isles Beach, and historic photographs of Greater Miami.
Beach had a story. And what's the other one?
Historic photographs of Greater Miami.
Historical photographs of Miami, yeah.
Yes, sir. All 3 in the same week. First time in the history of Florida that one author has had...
Well, let me ask you this question, though. See, I thought you were calling in to tell me about something. You're calling in to plug your books, though, see.
No, I'm just calling to let you know that there's some happy news.
Happy news for what? What does that mean, some happy news? So why is it happy news for me?
Hopefully happy news for anybody interested in the history of Miami.
Happy news?
Yes,
why? Listen, seriously. Why can't you just admit? I let you put all that stuff out there. Why can't you just admit? Well, see, there you go. Why can't you just admit you called in so you could plug your books? There's nothing wrong with that.
Well, thank you.
But you didn't say it. You didn't say it. I want you to say it.
I say it, and I want to share it with you and the listeners more than I want to share with anybody else.
You don't want to share. You want to make a few bucks because you wrote 3 books. I don't blame you for that. What's wrong with that? Why are you embarrassed and ashamed that you want to make bucks off a bunch of Miami crap?
Make bucks, but remember, these are not novels. The royalties are so minimal on these.
It sounds pretty novel to me.
You're terrific as always.
Yes, I am. Well, good luck to you, pal. You'll need it. Who wants to read a bunch of crap like that? Especially the thing about Sunny Isles Beach. Woo! Man, I'm gonna go find me a bench and feed the pigeons and read that book about Sunny Isles Beach. Boy, what a beach that'll be, huh?
I can't wait.
I'm sure that everybody is on their way racing right now. They're on their way to Walden Books and Borders and what's the other one?
Barnes and Noble.
Barnes and Noble and Not So Noble and Chip Noble III and all these other drivers. 941 votes on that poll. Everybody's getting good advice from me, so the poll says. So I don't know whether... Well, for years I have been giving good advice, but they don't listen to me. They used to. Not on this station, though. Since Neil always offers us good advice, if I was going to offer Neil one piece of advice, it would be... Neil doesn't need advice. He knows it all, 313. That's right. That guy that called before, seriously, it's almost like my mother came back with a different voice, from the grave. Mm-hmm. If you would just go to Sirius, if you get a new manager. I don't have any problem. I'm ready to extend for another 10 years right now, okay? I'm very happy to come in here in my boxer shorts, right out of bed every day, brush my teeth, shave, take a nice shower, sit down, and just do my thing here. That's all. Life is good. I have very few complaints, if any. In fact, if I had a good day at Woodbine today, I'd be ecstatic. I'd be dancing like a jig in the hall. Make the move to
What word
Satellite
did you say?
156. You heard dancing, I said. Make the move to Satellite 156. Yeah. See, you know what the funny part of this is?
What?
All of these people who are saying this and are voting on here, they're listening to me right now. What's the problem? Can you hear me? I mean, I don't get it. Don't ever retire 150. Stay the hell off of MySpace 123. Likely story. Move back to Miami 50. Even far unlikelier story. Retire now 41. Go straight 35. Impossible story. I hate this poll 34, 3.5%. That's not bad. Stop gambling, 21. Right after Woodbine today, until the next time I go, till Saturday. And stay off the ice cream, 20 out of 946. I bet you if I refresh it, we got like 949. See, right on the verge. We're like getting close, baby, getting close to 1,000. Then they will fear us like crazy. If you know what I mean.
What do you mean? Frankie, they feel cheated.
Michael, you're sitting high up in the Sierra Mountains, and you're drinking, what's he drinking? Champagne cocktails. And you're passing judgment on how I run my family.
Tua famiglia. Ancora porta il nome del Corleone. E tu sempre devi rispettare i cosi di famiglia.
Non mangio non mangio Las Vegas, e non mangio Miami.
No mangio in Miami, baby. That's what he's saying. And then you'll lose a lot of weight. That's our new diet. It's the Frankie Pantangeli diet. No mangio in Miami. WQAM, hello. Yes, sir.
How you doing today?
I'm doing sensational. Your phone's bad. Oh, man, that phone is bad.
My phone's bad?
Yeah. Okay, good luck to you, sir. Go out and get a real phone. They're cheap as hell, man. You'd be amazed. They give them away. You'll sign some kind of a contract. They got a scam for you. They'll give you 10 phones. And they'll show you where to stick them, too. It sounded like that's where he was calling from.
It's horrible.
QAM, hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Hey, that guy that wants you to go on serious. He just wants to hear you turn the microphone and use the F word. That's all that is.
I guess so. He's getting all bad. You can't even play the fart song. Who cares, you know? Who cares?
That poll yesterday. Anybody that didn't vote for Ernie Kovacs is
young.
Ernie Kovacs was a freaking genius.
Yeah, but he died 100 years ago, for crying out loud. These people, they don't know from Ernie Kovacs.
I know, but he was 50 years ahead of his time. I mean, you watch some old Ernie Kovacs tapes, and he's about now where everybody else is.
Yeah,
he was great.
Yeah.
Anyways, I have nothing else to say. I'm out of material. You have a good day.
You too, see you. So what do you really say, that guy? WQAM, hello. QAM.
Hold on, let me turn your delay down. Hey, Neil, how you doing?
Okay, sir. Turn it down,
I like
please.
Mitch Hedberg on the poll, but that's not why I called.
Good.
You know the little thing, the clip, the news of the kids smoking their little kids out with the weed that everyone keeps tripping on?
What is it?
Some guys are letting their little 2-year-old kids smoking weed. The news keeps playing it over and over. Have you seen it at all?
No.
Oh, well, they got these highlights and the news keeps showing it over and over. I want to know when they're going to start going off on these yahoos that teach their little kids to shoot guns. They act like that's the worst crime they've ever seen.
Well, what about if you're smoking weed and shooting a gun at the same time? How's that?
I don't like it.
Just fine.
Hey, only advice to you is just keep doing what you're doing. And go see Departed. And tell that guy if you want to know history of Miami, rent Cocaine Cowboys. and does your Neely burger come with turkey bacon? Because I'm
See you, Pally. See you. Get out of here. Wow. Gobble, gobble. 9:57 on the pull. I bet you if I refresh it, it's going to be 9. You'll see 9:60. I knew it. What's 9:60 on the dial? Ain't nothing. 20 till noon at QM. We got kind of a pristine schedule today until we got 6:50. The Marlins and LA Dodgers or LA Angels or LA somebody in Jupiter, man. It's going to be a real audience show.
The biggest names. Passengers aboard Pacific Air 121 are facing something evil.
Attention passengers, I'm afraid there's still no sign we'll be pulling away from the gate anytime soon.
And it's far worse than venomous snakes.
Also, both of the aft laboratories are out of service, and we're out of snacks and beverages.
Wait on a Plane, starring Samuel L. Jackson.
Enough is enough! I've had it with this 10-hour wait on this plane!
Wait on a Plane, now sitting on a tarmac near you.
Oh, yeah, that's always my favorite, just like when I flew back here and I left my coat down there, my winter coat in Florida. A couple weeks ago, whatever the hell it was. And we get here 15 minutes early, okay? And you're thinking, all right, this is good, but then you sit there and you're waiting. Well, there's a plane at our gate which has got technical problems, and they can't back it out of there, and you sit there and you wait. How about all those people, what was it, 7 or 8 hours that sat on that plane?
Like 10 or more, I heard.
Was it?
Yeah.
I mean, I can't believe that people weren't rioting. No tea rooms, no snacks, no nothing. Of course, they didn't want to feed those people because then there would have been a real mess. 9:64 on the pool, but hey, like you got a choice. They have a captive audience. Steve Young writes in the Smirking Chimp, yes, I am crazy, Mr. O'Reilly, crazy like your network. He says, here's today's talking point. Yesterday, a column I had written for the Huffington Post about the Walter Reed scandal was reprinted in the Philadelphia Inquirer op-ed pages. In it, I pointed out that, among others, Bill O'Reilly had not held the Republican Congress accountable for veteran administration cutbacks over the past 6 years. In deftly critiquing what I had written, Bill told his radio audience that I was a crazy guy. I had worked for years trying to keep that quiet, so to say I was traumatized, well, you know how crazy people can get. Then Bill said that everyone says I'm crazy. To find out that not only was my secret out, but now that everyone knows it made me all the more crazy. I don't think I know more than 10% of everyone, yet learning that everyone knows me just shows how good my public relations guy is. I would have hoped that they would know me more for my TV writing than just being crazy, but then Bill told his audience that I wasn't a TV writer. Well, thank you very much, Bill. Now I'm guessing that the Robert Wood Foundation will want back the PRISM Award they gave me for the primetime TV show I thought I wrote about alcoholism in kids. Well, Steve. About alcoholism in kids. Or the Humanitas Award Committee surely would repeal my nomination for writing a TV show that affirms the human person, probes the meaning of life, and enlightens the use of human freedom. Worse, the Writers Guild will probably stop sending those residual checks that some other Steve Young should be getting. I do wonder, though, why Bill's cracked research team didn't check IMDb.com. Perhaps Bill dealt the everyone says I'm crazy card as hyperbole, kind of like when I wrote about Bill's penchant to blame everything on the Washington Post, New York Times, the ACLU, and Frank Rich, and that they would feel the wrath of an outraged Bill Riley for some incoherent connection to the scandal. That was when Bill's Fox sidekick said the entire article was crazy. That one really hurt because it's not like his sidekicks agree with almost everything he says. But Bill then hit his audience with a biggie. Not only was I not a television writer, I was just a blogger. I don't want to cast any more aspersions on the blogger profession. God knows aspersions are about the only compensation most bloggers receive. But just a blogger? Although I have more agents than anyone else in the unemployment line, I'm as much just a blogger as Bill is. In fact, if we were honest, and since we are both in the media, how can either Bill or I be otherwise? We're spectacularly alike. We are both published authors of kids and adult books. My book, Great Failures of the Extremely Successful, became required reading in the Literature of Success program at the Wharton School of Business. Bill's book became required reading at the Heritage Foundation. Okay, Heritage comment is hyperbole, but just in case one of the folks is reading. We both have radio shows. One of them was honest and full of good stuff. The other is still on the air. We both have harassed younger women with sexually explicit phone calls. Bill settled out of court. My wife didn't sue me. I won on the Gong Show. Bill created his own. I write a ridiculous column that appears every Sunday in the LA Daily News op-ed page. So does Bill. Fact is, I've written for TV. Bill writes facts for his own TV show. Not every column that appears every Sunday in the LA Daily News op-ed page. So does Bill. Fact is, I've written for TV. Bill writes facts for his own TV show. Not every fact, mind you, is fact. But then again, I haven't written every TV show. And the similarity, which will pain Bill to no end to read, we both have appeared on The Factor more than once. Crazy guy takes one to know one, and that's a memo. Says Steve Young. Sound a little bit P.O. there, Billo. A little bit. As Keith Olbermann calls him, Billo. The worst person in the world. I wonder how many times he's won that award on that.
About 30, man.
Keith Olbermann's countdown show. 970 on the poll here.
You gotta be on Sirius, Neil. You gotta be on Sirius and XM, and you gotta get a new agent.
Yeah. I'm not so sure that last part is absolutely wrong, but nevertheless. You know that, Norma. He's got issues.
You fairy.
Since Neil always offers us good advice, if I was going to offer Neil one piece of advice, it would be, Neil doesn't need advice. He knows it all. 321. Exactly a third of this audience thinks that I know it all. Is that, I mean, wow, the ultimate, you know. Oh, speaking of that, there's Rob Marciano, right there on CNN. Make the move to satellite 157.
Do it. Just do it.
That guy was like, you know, he couldn't even keep a straight face. He was laughing at his own material, you know. Mm-hmm. That's how ridiculous he was. Here's good. Don't ever retire, 156. Stay the hell off MySpace, 127. Move back to Miami, 50. Retire now, 43. Go straight, 37. I hate this pull, 34, 3.5%. Stay off the ice cream, 24, and stop gambling, 21. Oh, but I'm going off to Woodbine at 2 o'clock sharp, man. I'll be out that door 30 seconds past 2. You know the routine on Wednesday.
Yes, I do.
I get the shirt on and the pantaloonies, and by about 1:30...
dressed by now.
It's not even noon yet. Are you crazy or what?
Yeah. Like that guy.
And then put the shoes on at about 1:30, and then I get... At about... The last break is going. I go out there and I get my winter coat, and I make sure I got my Woodbine wallet that's got all the cash in it, you know, and all the tickets from the previous times. The winning tickets, that is. And my pills. You know, I got one... I got it down to a science, man. Good. You ought to see how organized I am on Woodbine Wednesday and Woodbine Saturday. And I go out there and plunge my guts out and have just a whale of a time. 5670560. Boy, I tell you, this phone situation, although we've had some excellent calls today, I would say, especially that one. It's going to be tough to top him.
Give yourself a new agent, Neil.
He's been taping me for 15 years. So what's the problem? And he says the show is 80% of what it was before. I'll take 80%, you know, considering we got Joyce and we got this whole, the FCC and all this other crap and all the censors, self-appointed and otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
I think 80% ain't too bad. And when you got 400% on the paycheck side, that sounds like a pretty good trade-off to me. In fact, I'll tell you what. If they want to double my salary, I'll come in tomorrow, and I won't even say crap on the air. How's that? And if they want to triple it, I won't say anything. How's that sound?
That sounds great.
5670560, pound 560 in the Verizon Singular Wireless line. And boy, I'm not touching that line 9. Why can't we fix line 1 and get rid of that line 9? Why can't we get rid of it? That's the only one that's flashing right now, and you know what it's going to be. Is there any doubt in your mind? QAM. Yeah, is there any doubt in your mind?
None.
Looking at,
None.
I'm looking at that phone bank, and I'm looking at it, and it feels like I think maybe that guy was right. So I'm going to just delve back into my pile here. I don't think they want to talk today. Actually, we're on kind of a roll there. We had maybe like one in a row.
They always lull you into a false sense of security.
Meaning what?
You know, when you get on a roll there and you get a few calls, crazy as they might be.
WQAM, hello.
Hello?
Yes?
I'm looking for Neil.
Speaking.
Neil, what's going on, buddy?
How you doing, Pally?
I'm doing pretty good. I got a question for you. Not actually a question, a statement. I'm flipping over the station. Don't mean to sound like I'm not loyal, but I'm flipping over the other station to another one of these talk show guys. It's like the bullies on the playground. Have you ever noticed with these guys?
No, I don't listen to them. I don't listen to them. Yeah.
Oh, I know you don't, and you shouldn't. It's like almost like I'm a voyeur. I got to listen to them to see what kind of freaking idiots they are.
Why?
They're like talking about, you know, like an ocelot being taken off the endangered list. Well, screw them. They need to die anyways. If it's between me and the ocelot, they got to die. And they're just, I mean, every approach. They don't believe in global warming. They don't believe in, we need a couple.
So then why are you listening to them? I know all those. I don't have to listen to them. I know they're spewing caca. I don't need to listen to it. It's like rotten fish. I don't need to eat it to know it's going to taste bad.
True, that's very true. But it's like almost like that going by that accident. You got to just kind of look to see what it is. I got to listen to that freaking Rush every once in a while to see what a freaking idiot he is.
Oh, okay. Well, let me know in a couple of weeks if he's still a freaking idiot. Okay. See, that's just. I mean. Oh, it just leaves me limp when I hear that. Yeah, I gotta listen to him just to see if he's still a freaking idiot. No, if somebody touched him with a magic wand and he stopped popping a pill, and he stopped whatever the hell he's doing, and all of a sudden he's a genius now. He stopped being a hateful right-wing bastard is what he did. Not. It leaves me limp.
Yeah.
At my advanced age. Of course, almost anything does that, but it is... 980 on the pool. Boy, we're getting really close to 1,000. Then I'm going to get up here and dance. I'm going to dance all around the room, just like in The Godfather.
Hyman Roth.
I'm going to dance with Hyman Roth. WQAM, hello. WQAM, hello. That was him, too, by the way.
Yes, it was.
That's good. WQAM, hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, hi, my name is Sid. I'd like to talk to Uncle Neil.
Okay, this is Uncle Neil, but we don't do names, Sid. This isn't Sid Levin, though, is it?
Oh, no, I don't know. No, that's right, you don't do names. Right. I'd like to talk
let's talk to Sid. This isn't Sid from across the street, Rosencrantz-Stein Schwartz, is it?
No, man.
Okay,
no. This is Sydney from Weston, and...
let's go to Sydney and Weston. How you doing, Sydney?
Okay, how are you?
I'm doing good.
I just want to say that I love listening to your show. Anytime I get out at this time of day, you're on, and you speak the truth. You lay it out like it is, and you do it with a great sense of humor. But in that humor is the tragedy that comedy comes from, because I really believe you're a person who cares about our society.
Yeah, and am I going to change it? No.
But you give people something to think about.
Am I going to change it? Am I going to change the world? No.
But yet you give people things to think about.
I throw it out there, and they think about it for a second, and then they wonder, well, what time's American Idol going to be on tonight, and who's still on there? And how's Clay Aiken doing? Is he still aching it? But anyway. Thanks very much, Pally.
God bless you, man.
And God bless you, too. Like Tiny Tim said, who was it that said it?
Neil, God!
God bless us all, or whatever the hell he said. Isn't that who said that?
It was Tiny Tim.
Was Tiny Tim said that at the end of A Christmas Carol with Errol Alistair Sim, Ebenezer Scrooge. Oh, man, I've been Scrooged. That's what Mo kept saying. Maybe that explains a lot. WQAM, hello.
Good morning, Neil.
Good morning, sir. How you doing?
Good, good. The part that kills me with Frankie, when he testifies before the Senate subcommittee, and they say, I didn't know no Godfather.
Yeah, Michael Corleone did this, and Michael Corleone did that, and I said, yeah, sure. Why is he feeding back to me the same thing I've said 45 million times on the show? Why is he doing it? Do you think it's because they have no material?
In the interest of equal time, the following is the official gay response to Tim Hardaway.
I hate basketball players. I don't like to be around basketball players. I'm hoopophobic. They're tall, they're muscular, they have sinewy calf muscles, they're sweaty from going up and down the hardwood all night long without getting tired. I don't want to be in the locker room with them or watch all of them in the steamy shower together playing man-to-man. Just thinking about it. I'm thinking about it right now. And wow. Never mind.
I'll tell you one thing. If I wanted to change the human race, I know South Florida would be the perfect place to do it. Not.
It wouldn't be a good place to start.
Boy, talk about, no, it would not. It would be the last place to start. Talk about a land of indifference. Talk about people with the ostrich town where everybody's got their head buried deep in the sand.
That's what I'm saying. They need some changing. Come on, Neil. Change them.
Oh, raspberry. GM targets 2010 production for electric car. Well, you know, I'm all for the electric car, however. Yeah. I'm what I've seen so far about some of them cars where you, like, charge up the battery and you drive about 2 blocks and then you got to, like, find a place to go and charge it up again. I don't know.
It's better than it used to be, but it's still not quite there. It's certainly not something for road tripping. And, of course, definitely
by design, it's not what it could be.
Right.
General Motors has set a target for production of an all-electric car in 2010. GM's product chief and vice chairman Bob Lutz said yesterday, or is that Lutz? Oh, Lutz. Lutz said the major uncertainty facing the Chevrolet Volt, a concept vehicle GM unveiled in January, was whether lithium-ion batteries can be developed to power it economically and safely. Well, can you imagine what Sally Fisk could do with one of them batteries?
I know.
A running Volt prototype is expected by the end of 2007, he said, adding that GM would take the unusual step of opening much of its development process to the media. We've set an internal target of production in 2010. Whether we can make that or not, this is still kind of an unpredictable program for us, Lutz told reporters on the sidelines of the Geneva Auto Show. He added, we're sort of outside our comfort zone. Whatever that means. I don't know what that means. GM detailed its broad plans for the all-electric Volt at the Detroit Auto Show, but the world's #1 automaker declined then to disclose a production timeline. Some critics and competitors question whether GM, which has been hurt recently by its association with gas-guzzling SUVs and trucks, would produce the Volt or might just look to capitalize on the favorable attention that its concept car generated. Competitors who write this off as a PR exercise are going to be brutally surprised, Lutz said. It's going to be brutal, baby. Electric cars, including plug-in hybrids like the Volt, have drawn strong support from U.S. environmental groups, which see such vehicles as a way to reduce oil consumption and greenhouse gas emissions, since they can't be what does that say? Can't be recharged with power drawn, or can be. See, this is a typo, and of course that's the most important word in the sentence, since they can be recharged with power drawn from a cleaner-burning electric grid. That's what it's supposed to say. Idiots. GM scrapped an earlier experiment with an electric car market in California as the EV1, an unpopular decision that made it the target of criticism, and the 2006 documentary, Who Killed the Electric Car? I saw that right after Who Killed Cock Robin. It was pretty good.
So who did?
But GM billed the Volt as a return to the once-failed idea of a mass-market electric car. The Volt is intended to draw its power exclusively from a next-generation battery pack capable of being recharged by a small onboard engine or a normal electrical outlet. GM said it's aiming for the Volt to be able to run for 40 miles on pure electric power, meaning many commuters would be able to get through a day without using gasoline or Vaseline. Lutz said GM's initial work had shown that the production version of the Volt would have to shed some of the bold styling cues of the concept, including the extreme front placement of the wheels. I know we can't make the production car look like the concept, he said. The whole shape of the car is going to have to be a little more traditional. Lutz also said there was still a chance that the concept could prove unworkable. I would say there's still a 10% chance this will fail, he said, all depending, of course, how much they get smeared by the oil companies. When you say that's what the 10% is contingent upon, that's what I would say. But then again, what do I know? Let's see how we're doing. I bet you we got our 1,000 votes. We're very close to it now. Mine says 998, and I refreshed it, and it says 999. Oh, this is the moment that you wait for. These are the kind of radio moments that everybody in America, whether it's on satellite or Sirius or not quite so serious or whatever it is, or on crappy AM. Let me refresh it one more time, and we got 1,000 votes. All right. Was that an exciting moment or what? God. Almost had an accident with my kneecap. Almost banged it on the counter here. 567. Come on, let's get with it, you people. What is your story out there? We're here trying to help the human race survive, like that guy said. We're socially conscious. We're unconscious in some ways. And of course, what does this have to do with ball games like that stupid UM-Maryland basketball game at 1:30 tomorrow? Why can't they do like a 2-hour pregame show? If they want to do a Hurricanes warm-up, why not do it like starting at about noon would be good, huh? Noon to 2 sounds excellent to me. I mean, how can you build up the excitement and the drama for that game when you can only start at 1:30? How you don't have time to really build it up? Not enough foreplay. A lot of foreplay, that's right. Let's have a little basketball foreplay. WQAM, hello, or floor play. QAM.
Neil.
Yeah.
How are you?
Good.
Is this Neil? I can't quite tell your voice.
Show him your ID.
Yeah, here you go.
Okay, it is you. Neil, would you be kind...
Now, wait a minute. Why would you go through that? Who else would it be? Who is it?
You had a very big echo in the line, Neil.
Yeah, sounds clear to me. Sounds clear as a bell to me on both ends.
Neil,
my end and your end.
Okay, well, either one. Be kind enough to explain. You go through quarterly or periodically these ratings.
Yeah.
Would you be kind enough to explain to the layman what they mean? In other words, is a 3.9, does that mean a multiple of so many people? In other words, if you had
it's a share, the number you get is the share of the people listening at that given time.
Okay,
percentage.
But would you understand on the basis of that how many people that would mean?
You might not know that.
How many people it would mean? Well, we can tell you how many people it would mean average quarter hour. No, but I can't tell you what a 3.9 share would mean. It depends on what time of day it would be.
The number changes.
And whatever. It changes depending on what time of day it is.
Right. It's a percentage of the audience listening at that time, and that changes during the course of the day, those numbers.
Yeah, I did one of these Nielsen survey things last year.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I took care of you. That would be, and George even.
What do you mean? Wait a minute. What do you mean you took care of me? Nielsen doesn't rate radio.
Well, I got this thing in the mail, and I had my son fill it out 10 to 2 every single day.
Not
Arbitron.
Nielsen.
That was it. Arbitron.
Well, we love you then, like I said.
No, I did. We filled it out, and I even did the baseball guys some good, which I thought was, helpful with you.
That was very generous of you, yes.
But, Neil, the question then, if I may ask.
What is it? Go ahead. You're very defensive, sir. I mean, we love you because you help us.
Well, the thing is, you're kind of arbitrary at times.
I'm arbitrary.
Well, Neil, how many people listen to your show?
About 30, man.
No, not 30. But how many actually? Do you think
50,000? Here's the answer you want. Sir.
9.
Yeah. Well, what difference does it make? Why do you care how many people listen to the show?
I'm just curious.
Yeah.
Because when you mention these poll numbers and
what do you mean I'm arbitrary and capricious? What the hell does that mean?
Well, I mean, you're not patient.
You're a smart ass.
You're not.
Arbitrary and capricious have got nothing to do with patient. They're separate words. They got one that's got nothing to do with the other.
I misspoke. But do you think there's 50,000 people listening to us right now?
Could be.
Okay, that's really what I wanted to know. And I do want you to know that we all like you, Neil.
Even though I'm arbitrary and capricious and a real fat piece of turd.
Well, I wouldn't know anything about that, but you're very well suited for radio shows. I know that.
Yes, I am. Certainly my face and body are suited for radio. Okay, thanks a lot, Pally. Thanks for the help.
Bye.
Okay. Woo! Holy moly, rat man. It's more than I can take. It's a hard U. Lutz, not
Lutz. I don't know.
No, a hard U. Lutz? This is not correct. Well, you people don't want to be arbitrary and capricious again, but Jesus, God Almighty. And the guy's name. Well, what difference does it make how he pronounces his name, for crying out loud? Who the hell cares? The guy from General Motors. My God. See, this is the kind of... And the other guy says that I'm going to change the world, that I'm giving people food for thought. We're talking about electric cars, which we should have had years and years ago, so we weren't dependent on these ragheads with the stinking damn Saudi oil and all this other crap going on. And this guy's worried about whether I pronounce the guy from GM right. Is it Lutz or is it Lutz? Who gives a flying fig, man? Jesus, God Almighty, get a life. You nut job. Takes the time. If we... what's the use, If you ask an important question, it's like pulling teeth. It's like wringing hands. It's like having a nervous breakdown to try to get a response. But something where they can have a chance to nitpick. I would much rather nose pick than nitpick. At least nose picking, like cleans house. WQAM, hello.
Capricious. My Capricious got big old rims and a beatbox and be...
WQAM, hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
Do you remember that movie, The Reincarnation of Proud Peter?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Wasn't he banging his own daughter in that movie?
Yes.
That's hot.
Okay, well, have a good time then.
All right, we got 2 in a row now.
Yeah, we're smoking now. WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes.
Hey, you gonna have an open casket or be cremated? What do you think?
I don't know. What do you think?
Can I cremate you?
Yeah, I'll let you know. Well, stand by, okay?
When you're as gay as you are, aren't you cremated?
Yeah. 1,011 votes on the poll. We're not doing too shabby on there. A very silly poll. Well, do you think Neil is a genius? Do you think Neil is a a-hole? Do you think Neil is a whatever? And do you think Neil really cares what you think? That's the best part, because the answer is always not really. No, as long as I get paid. I'm not one of those people that worries a lot about what other people think. Oh, well, that Neil is such he's so capricious and arbitrary, and arbitrary. But thanks for your help, pal, okay? He thought the Nielsen, that guy was a little bit confused, I would say. And when he said, you think 50,000 people are listening to us right now, I think he was more concerned about whether they were listening to the sound of his voice.
You
follow what I'm saying?
Tell somebody, hey, 50,000 people
Oh, gee, I heard you on the Neil show today. Wow! Oh, and then what? And what after that? What happens after that?
He wants to know what his ratings are.
12 minutes past noon at QAM. This is the reward for the late nights and the weekend hours. This is the reward for making sure you are always first to arrive and last to leave. This is the reward for your talent and your potential. Ever since you were young, you knew what you wanted and you knew what it was going to take to get it. So go ahead, call Mercedes-Benz of Pompano at 1-800-NEW-BENZ and begin the most exceptional adventure in car buying. Mercedes-Benz of Pompano is more than just a purchase. It's the ultimate reward, the ultimate trophy. You don't need to show the world you're successful. They already see that. This is for you. This is where you always wanted to be, behind the wheel of a finely crafted Mercedes-Benz that doesn't just fulfill your needs, it anticipates them. Right now, explore the stunning 2007 GL450, winner of Car and Driver's Best Luxury SUV Award. Call 1-800-NEW-BENZ and learn lots more. Make an appointment, let a Mercedes-Benz of Pompano professional make your time count. Call 1-800-NEW-BENZ today. That's NEWBENZ. 1-800-NEW-BENZ. This is the reward. This is Mercedes-Benz of Pompano.
Gordon Liddy, and they don't come any worse than Neil Rogers.
Jim Carrey returns to the big screen in a role that will scare you silly.
These bodies will fit in my crawl space like a glove.
Ace Ventura, serial killer.
Please don't hurt me. I'll do anything you want.
Really?
Yes, I swear.
Oh, righty then.
Oh, thank you. Oh, my God. What are you doing?
Yahoo! Sir.
Jim Carrey is Ace Ventura, serial killer. See it today, and when you leave the theater, you will say,
do not go in there.
Kind of like what you say when you get to the QM building. Do not go in there. Especially on days when they've got the tar baby thing. Now, are they all done with that stuff or what?
They're still up on the roof.
They're up on the roof. Where's the crying James, man? I don't think after all these days you have that for me already?
Yeah, I can't
but you
find
don't.
it anywhere.
How come Chicken I couldn't get that for you?
By the way,
tell me he was sick?
If La Migra is anywhere nearby, you might want to come and raid our roof.
What are you talking about? And what's that sound I'm hearing?
The microwave.
The microwave is making those sounds?
Chris was microwaving a sandwich.
Yeah.
So anyway, no tar yet today.
Chris is microwaving a sandwich? What kind of a sandwich?
Just a hamburger.
With a bun?
Yes.
Ah! Oh, my God. I'm going to sit down on the floor and have a nervous collapse. I'm going to have a spastic fit. What is wrong with you, man? Well, I'll give you the Atkins information. You don't want it. You want to be... How did you lose the weight?
Jenny Craig.
Jenny Craig.
Cookie dough.
You want to look like Kirstie Alley? Are you eating cookie dough and fettuccine and all that crap?
Fettuccine, yes. Cookie dough, no.
I like fettuccine. In fact, I like any kind of pasta, but I can't eat it. I got my... something, even the Dreamfields, I keep getting all this... Well, one thing that really bugs me about spam, and is it really spam when it's somebody that you do business with?
Yes.
It is?
You can opt out. Usually in those emails, there's a little line that says opt out or unsubscribe, or if you don't want to
sick and tired. The worst offenders of all is Omaha Steaks, man. You would think that they had about 80 billion tons of rotting carcass laying around in Omaha somewhere, and they just can't get rid of it for love or money. Just every stinking day.
Spam it.
And I look at Omaha Steak.
Yeah, hit that spam button. Right.
Oh, and then, of course, the same thing with the Dreamfield pasta. Once you buy something from somebody, man, they grab out of you like they're never going to let you go. They just get a stranglehold on your ass, so to speak. WQAM, hello. Not there. Good. I didn't really want to take one there anyway. I saw it ringing. Just because I'm such a considerate, wonderful guy, I figured, well, I'll give them a chance. You know, they've been ringing it for a couple of minutes. Gone. No sweat off my back, I'll tell you that right now. Here's a fax that says your show is rocking today. Even the calls, you have fresh new wackadoos calling in. Keep it up, signed to P, whoever P is. Well, have a good P.
Maybe it's P. Diddy.
It could be P. Diddy, or it could be just Mr. P, as opposed to Mr. T. Wonder what kind of haircut Mr. P has got. Yeah, I think that people that keep spamming you with all that, I just don't want it, you know what I mean? And like the airlines, because, you know, I fly a lot. Oh.
There's a line in the email if you look, and it's usually teeny tiny, and there's a little link to unsubscribe.
You start with Tiny again?
Yes.
If Tiny were here right now, man, he'd do a dump on your shoe just out of hostility.
And it says something along the lines of, if you do not wish to receive further communications of this type, or if you wish to unsubscribe or something like that, click here. You know,
speaking of that, because I was thinking of the day that I brought the dog to work, and he, dumped an Andy Calv, stepped in it, which I thought was very appropriate. But this just dawned on me. There are things that we forget, or we try to forget. Tiny weighed 10 pounds. He was a min pin, okay? He was a little bit of a hellraiser, but he was a cute little dog. And one day, I don't remember why, but just for the hell of it, I brought him to work. I think somebody had asked me to, or whatever the deal was. And Disney was still there at that point, am I right?
Yes.
You talk about a sour puss. You talk about a red nose. I mean, they carried on what is he thinking bringing a dog into the building here? Bring a dog into... well, what is it to you? I kept him in the studio for crying out loud. The door was locked. It's not like he was running up and down the hallway and tinkling on everybody's shoes. Remember that day? Were you there?
Of course.
Why does that thing keep making those sounds? What is that? I can keep hearing that. Are you like nuking about 100 sandwiches for Chris?
There
I don't know what's going on.
Sounds coming from down here other than...
There are sounds coming from there, man.
The monotonous droning
There are
voice.
sounds and smells. Oh, my God. You didn't hear that? Get out of here. You're hearing that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
He's finally
WQAM, hello.
Connie. If you don't listen to me and you marry this man, you disappoint me. I don't know this Murr. I don't know what he does. Tell him you're not getting married. He'll understand.
That was Troy Donahue, by the way.
Oh, yeah?
And he's dead now.
That was very good.
I hope Troy Donahue. Could he sing?
No.
Did he look good?
No.
He was like a teen idol. The only problem, he was never a teenager, and he never looked good. Kind of strange. WQAM, hello.
Not good.
Yeah, back to you. WQAM, hello. QAM.
Hello, Neil?
Yes, sir.
What are you bringing a dog into the studio for?
Because I felt like it. Why the hell not?
I don't understand these people bring their dogs to work in restaurants and things like that. That's strange.
In restaurant, in Europe, like in France, you can bring your dog into a restaurant. In fact, the dogs are probably more sanitary than most of the people in France.
And you can order them on the menu, too, I understand.
Well, it wouldn't surprise me. Like in China, sure, why the hell not? I'm not going to say it.
Don't keep on moving.
I'm not going to say it. Just moving right forward. Like you told me, man. George gave me the best advice of my life this morning. Just move straight ahead.
That's right.
I don't know about the straight part, but just move forward and upward. I'm doing it. 1,039 votes on the poll. That's exactly. I'm taking your advice. I'm going to start listening to you.
Bless you.
I don't know why. Probably a bad idea.
Well, I've been through some things.
Yeah, I'm not going through anything. I'm having a wonderful day.
I didn't say that you were.
What did it say there about my show is rocking today? Everybody is on their best behavior, huh? Everything is A-okay. But boy, if I got a screaming headache that just kicked in, it's probably my pre-Woodbine headache from tapping on all them damn machines, man. When the hell am I going to find a good machine, man? That's what I would like to know, yeah? Wouldn't it be great, like they go out on the beach, what do they call those things, like metal detectors, you know?
Right.
And wouldn't it be great to have like one of those hidden in your pocket, and somehow it would like just make that little, like the microwave when it kept buzzing there before, and make like a little buzz like that, kind of like that. And you know, oh gee, this is the one that's getting ready to blow a big payoff here. WQAM, hello. QAM. Oh, don't tell me.
They're there.
I know they're there. That's what I'm saying. QAM. They're potchking around. QAM, hello.
Hey, let me get you off my speakerphone.
Okay.
How you doing, bud? Just eating
Okay,
my
buddy.
Here. Hey, Bill Hicks, he's a funny guy. I think you'd like him. Especially George. He's very anti-establishment.
Uh-huh.
He's funnier than Mitch Hedberg anytime.
Can't wait.
Okay.
Well, not funny, but it's funny. And that electric car, that thing you heard about, who killed the electric car, get a kick out of that. They had an electric car that worked fine. I'll make a long story short, a guy brought in to get a bike fixed because he couldn't fix it. But the car has no moving parts, and as you know, that's what they make all their money off of.
Mm-hmm.
So this guy brought in to get the light fixed, and they go, oh, we're not giving it back to you. He's like, what do you mean you're not giving it back to me? He goes, well, we're taking him away. They take him away and they destroy him somewhere. It's all in the movie. But they had a car that worked, and they took it back. They didn't like the way people weren't bringing it in to get repaired.
You can't. If it doesn't have parts that are going to break down, it's called planned obsolescence, man. I mean, like, fan belts, all that crap.
And at Drew Rosenhaus this morning, that's some real groundbreaking radio, guys. That show really sucks.
Thanks,
I'm out,
Neil.
Neil. Take care,
Oh, what did he say? It's some real ball-breaking radio? I think that's what he said. 1,048 votes on the poll. Stay off the ice cream, 32. I'm just reading the bottom ones here. And stop gambling, 24. Wouldn't that really frost their ass if I stopped and got some Haagen-Dazs? I already said that before on the way to a Woodbine. I think it would be not my cab driver might not like it too much.
Why not?
Well, he doesn't care. He'll let me do whatever the hell I want because I
buy
give
him
so
a
much
cone
business.
too, you know.
I give him lots and lots of business, man. My terrorist cab driver, he's a good guy, a lesbianese guy.
Yeah, does he terrorize you as he's driving around?
I told you that story about he tells me all these amazing stories. How would you like to be a cab driver? Can you imagine the book that you could write, all the stories you'd have? And he said one day a couple of dark-complected guys got in his cab, and they got to wherever he took them to wherever they were going. And the one guy said, "Okay, well let's just stiff him, you know." And the guy said, "You better pay him. He's a terrorist." Well, he's lesbianese, you know. And true story. So he's told me. WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Hey, how are you?
I'm excellent. How are you, sir?
I'm doing it. I wanted to call the guy who called you capricious and what else did he call you? Arbitrary?
Capricios.
Capricios, arbitrary, outrageous, and delirious, something like that, and delicious.
I'd like to take him out and kick his teeth in.
Okay.
How dare him pick on Uncle Neil?
Yeah. Who the hell does he think he is?
Yeah, what's wrong with him? What kind of call is that?
And that's a guy who likes me, keep in mind. He loves me. He says everybody loves me, but he just wanted to talk a lot of crap. Don't you understand, man? He just wanted to talk some crap. That's what this show's here for.
No. This show is informative. It has groundbreaking news, and best of all, it's on MySpace.
And what was the last part?
It's on MySpace?
My place and your face, yeah. I'm on your face. 5670560. Wow, pound 560. We are getting a lot of the facts here, though, was right. Very perspicacious and capricious and arbitrary. The facts are a minute ago. Not only am I on fire, and you want to know why? Because my blood sugar this morning is like 98. Isn't that great?
That is great.
I'm doing well, man. I'm not eating any crap. I'm getting my weight down. I got my blood sugar down. And you want to know why? Because I want to live like another 100 years. Or at least another 6 hours. You know, whatever. Plan. Well, I'm serious. Oh, there's Rob Marciano. They decided he looks too hot to just keep him on the weather, so they put him in news anchoring today. They're anchoring Rob Marciano. And I take back what I said about that IE guy. Oh, man. Ooh. One of those guys that from about 100 yards away, I'm thinking, wow, take a look at him. And then when you see a little closer up, like, ow. Kind of like the Bush twin. Did you see the thing about the one daughter that wrote the book now? She's 25. She's one of the Miaskite twins.
Yeah, Jenna, not the cute one.
Oh, this one really nasty, skanky, scabby looking. Barbara. In fact, she looks a little bit like the other Barbara. Nasty.
No, Barbara's the cute one. Jenna's the one you're talking about.
Well, I don't know which one she is. She's the one that wrote the book.
Barbara. I mean,
she
Jenna.
Just turned 25. Well, I guess they both turned 25 if they're twins, huh?
Jenna's the one that wrote that book.
Ask me if I care, okay? Ask me if I really care. No.
Cheese. James Cameron presents Leave It to Judah, starring Hugh Beaumont as Jesus, Barbara Billingsley as Mary Magdalene, and Jerry Mathers as the Judah. James Cameron presents Jesus Christ in My One Son, starring Jesus Christ, Mary Magdalene, Judah, and Pontius Pilate as Uncle Charlie.
Okay, I think you all owe an apology to the Christ family at this point. I think it's just outrageous. I wonder what the Christ family... I wonder what their address was. Somewhere in a manger? Away in a manger. That's just
somewhere in Nazareth.
All this stuff just makes me weak. I'm watching all of this stuff. Indonesia plane crash, 28 dead. All kinds of tourists all over the world. And what are we hearing? That I'm arbitrary and capricious. And the other guys tell me that I'm here and I'm giving food for thought and I'm saving the world and that the sun is shining in Toronto. I bet you it's like toasty now. It's going to be -4 today. Now, what's that? Even I can figure that out. That's like 26, something like that. Oh, it's -9. So, in other words, it's single digits now on the way up to a sunny -4. Isn't that pleasant?
I'll take it.
Hey, listen, compared to -22 yesterday, and you know something? The high yesterday, the high was -12. Now, that was the one brutal day of the year, you know? I mean, everybody's entitled to one, right?
Right.
And so then what do I get? I get those couple of sarcastic faxes. Oh, gee, Neil, why don't you tell everybody that the ice is falling in chunks off the CN Tower, and they had to close down parts of the Gardner Expressway both ways for a while? Yeah, so what about it? How does that affect your life, okay, whether they close down the Gardner Expressway in downtown? They wouldn't know the Gardner Expressway from Mike Gardner, okay? They wouldn't know from Earl Stanley Gardner. 5670560. What am I all whipped up about today? I think it's good, though. When I get whipped up to a frenzy, that's when the show is really good.
You bet.
I thought you were going to say, you go, girl. I was sure you were going to say that. Wasn't he mouthing that, Chris? He was going to say, you go, girl.
Definitely.
I've heard him come up with that crap before. Says, your show is rocking today. Rocking and socking, baby. Make no mistake about it. Have no idea why. It's like a lot of things in my life. You know, they just are. I don't really know why, but they just are. 1,068 votes on that poll. And you notice how spastic the phone is today? It's either Gore or Gornished. Oh, not Al Gore. Gore or Gornished, which means it's everything or nothing. All or nothing at all is what it means. See, there's a little lesson for all you goyim out there, okay? Wow. And probably for all you Jews, too, because you think that the young Jews, the young kids, they know any Yiddish? Of course not. No. Maybe a few words, you know.
I know like more Yiddish than any of my Jewish friends other than you.
Of course. And that's because I bet your Jewish friends never laid tefillin either.
Nope.
I'll never forget that day as long as I live. Your crazy George's former accountant, this Orthodox nutjob, he's the one that sent me the sugar-free halava at the hockey game.
Right.
And when I went home, man, you talk about a moving experience. I thought I was never going to leave that room. Oh, my life, still, even at this point, years later, is still flashing before my eyes.
You know, you knock it, but I appreciate that whole tefillin wrapping experience.
Why was that?
So I can relate.
Relate to the rappers?
You know it.
So anyway, he comes in one morning, and this is when we're way back in the beginning, 9 years ago on QA, and we're down on the second floor and at the Make Believe studio, even more Make Believe than the one there now. And he comes in and he's going to show you what it is to lay tefillin. Which, I mean, I've never seen that before in my life. You know, even an old Jew like me.
You need to watch some more TV.
I'm not in all that Getchke garbage. And so he takes the leather straps and he's wrapping them around your arms and whatever. And I'm going to tell you, the circulation, I mean, as pasty as you are in the first place, I mean, George could be one of the most pastiest, palest people in the history of mankind, even living in the sunny Florida all these years. He just never gets outdoors, I guess. But at any rate, I mean,
up there?
You turned as like Casper the Ghost. I have never seen anything like it in my life.
The arm turned like red and
purple.
Then purple.
First it was red, then it was purple.
And I asked him, I said, is this really, you wrap it up this tight? And he goes, oh yeah, you got to feel pain, you know, God likes it more that way.
Right. Wow. And almost enough to make me play that candy wrapper bit. Let's do it. WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yeah.
Hey, Skipper Joe, what's up, buddy?
How you doing, Pally?
Good. Listen, I just wanted to say one thing. I think you're the best guys ever that I've ever spoken to on the radio.
Wow.
All right?
Okay. Give me the phone. Give me the phone, man. Okay, I don't want to hear the rest of your crap. Give me the phone. See, I was the best guy until I said I want to hear your crap, because it sounded like you're talking to a Campbell soup can. And by the way, that's an oxymoron, Campbell soup, because Campbell's never made any soup. In the history of just as much as you can't stand Kraft,
right?
And I don't have any problem with Kraft. I do like Kraft Swiss cheese, and I like Kraft processed phony make-believe cheese. But Campbell's, they really piss me off, man. And then they got these new ads about, oh, well, what is it? Is it soup? And I'm thinking, I want to shout at the TV screen. No, it says Campbell's on it. It certainly couldn't be soup.
That was always like food of last resort. You know,
oh, my God. Opening up a can of that. I mean, I'd rather open up a can of worms and go fishing with it or something than a can of Campbell's soup. And then they got the low salt variety. You know something? If you took like, chopped up a bunch of carrots and celery and you put it like in a sock, you put it in a sock.
Okay, a dirty sock.
And you dragged it through some hot water. That would be those low salt, those low sodium Campbell soups.
Yeah.
I mean, no taste. Like Bill Calder used to say, delicious but no taste. I mean, just unbelievably. I like drinking warm water. Even the goyim say feh when they taste that crap. So you Campbell soup people, man, you better get with it. Is there anybody that really makes good canned soup?
I don't know what Dinty Moore stews and the Progresso.
Dinty Moore stews? What does that got to do with soup?
It's kind of soupy. And I think they make soup also, and then Progresso. But you're a soup guy.
Progresso, my ass, man.
No.
Progresso also very bland.
How do you do that?
I'm not because I have high blood pressure. Although it's under very excellent control, by the way. I'm a rational person some days. But because I have high blood pressure, so I don't eat any extra salt. For years and years, I never put salt on my food.
Mm-hmm. And
Progresso, I also think, is the kind of stuff that you need to put a lot of stuff in it. You need to put some salt in there, or maybe some garlic salt. And you don't want to do that.
No.
I mean, when I want soup, and you know how much I love soup. I don't like soup. I love soup. I'm a soup maniac.
Next time you're in town, you need to go to the original Soup Man.
The Soup Man, yeah.
Which was great.
Those sound good.
When are we coming? When is he coming in again, Duff? With some of that lobster bisque. And
that sounds really good.
Bag of bread.
As a matter of fact, when I had lunch a couple weeks ago with my buddy at the Capitol Grill there, I got the French onion soup, and on the menu was lobster bisque. And the onion soup was okay. I got a crock, which I figure fits me. But it wasn't. It was okay. Everything else was great, but the soup was like industrial strength. It wasn't the greatest. See, that's one thing. Everybody and their brother thinks they make great French onion soup, with the thick layers of cheese and bada-beep, bada-boo, with all the different kinds of cheese on it. And there's just a certain way to make it. For example, I've told you this many, many years. In the dining room at Pompano Park, that's one of the best things on the menu, is the French onion soup. In fact, it wouldn't have surprised me at all. You know what Fat Rich croaked at the table? He may have fallen face first into a crock of French onion soup. Wouldn't that be a way to go?
Yeah.
I keep thinking about that, and I was saying
we'll melt the cheese on top.
Oh boy! No, that was a stroke of luck. As much as I complain about having certain bad things, everybody has some bad crap that happens, though it beyond their control. But I was lucky I wasn't there that night, because I don't think that's the kind of thing you forget.
No. When
somebody, a friend of yours that you've known for 20 years, just plops right over there on the table.
Right. Like when my brother died, I heard it was a very horrendous thing, and I wasn't there, and that's probably just...
Well, what do you mean it was a horrendous thing? What do you mean
by that? He had a massive heart attack, so it wasn't pretty.
Well, like my mother.
There was, red and blue face, like my tefillin arm, and foaming at the mouth, and convulsions, and...
Well, like my mother.
Right.
She had a massive heart attack. And my friend John was the last one to talk to her on the phone, and I keep saying, what did you say to her?
That's funny.
I called her that what? It's just he knows it's just a joke. What are you going to say? That's arbitrary, capricious, and mean-spirited and hostile?
Maybe.
Jesus Christ already, my God, she was 91 years old. 91. Did you ever meet my mother?
Yeah, a couple times.
You did?
Yeah.
When was that?
At your house.
At my house? What the hell were you doing in my house?
Bringing something over that wouldn't fit in your Corvette, and that poster or something else, dropping it by, and your mom was there.
Yeah.
And she was a pip. She was a hoot.
Yeah.
A larf.
To strangers, she was always wonderful.
No, she wasn't. It's not that she was nice. She was just funny. I can see where you got it.
She's really funny now.
Put a wig on you, and you'd be just like her.
I'm sure that there are other people out there who might be listening right now who would agree with that, okay? I'm not going to mention any names. I think you know what I'm talking about. I do the best I can, okay? I do the very best I can. There are times when I can be a little bit over the top, an emotional cripple, a basket case, a little flighty, arbitrary, and capricious, but I do the best I can.
Well, we all love you, man.
Well, there you go.
In a non-gay way, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Very hetero, platonic sort of way.
19 till 1 at QAM. Well, I tell you, I can't wait to start getting dressed for Woodbine.
And this year, I'm pleased to announce that Ozfest is completely free, thanks to the support of our fine sponsors. Sponsors like Mr. Coffee, you help me get out of bed. Oh, Mr. Coffee, thanks for clearing my hair. And my favourite brand of dog food. I'm giving all my dogs some gravy the #1 do-it-yourself warehouse.
Good mama, I'm going to Home Depot. To Home Depot.
Also brought to you by... Oh, God, I can't remember. Hang on. Sharon!
1247 at 560 WQM. We got the Mad Dog coming up at 2 o'clock. Then the Power Hour with Hank and the Mad Dog. And then the Hank Goldberg Show, followed by baseball that you don't want to hear. Well, I almost lost it at the end of that last spot there. I don't know if you were paying any attention.
No.
Well, no, because I was thinking... Sometimes I feel like an idiot. No, I was thinking what you said about if you put a wig on, I would be my mother. And I thought, that was a great line. In some respects.
She used it before. I mean, she was quick. She had lines.
That's not what I was thinking of.
Oh, okay.
I was thinking more of like as an emotional basket.
Oh, I see.
See, my mother, my nickname for her was always Gloom and Doom Millie. You know.
I see.
I used to tell her if you found $1 million in small bills in the backyard, you'd find some negative in that. Like, oh well, what am I going to do to pick all of these up, or where am I going to hide all of? She could find. In any silver lining, she could find a dark cloud, and that was my mother.
Well, I missed that experience. She just had me in stitches. She cracked me up.
Did she really?
Every word out of her mouth was hysterical.
And here's an email from Norma Kent that just came over. It says, you could use... Yeah, good enema, I think is what... You could use what? A wig? What does that mean? It just says you could use a wig. Do you understand what the hell that means? I guess
it's a bald head shot. I don't know.
I don't have any idea what that means, and I'm getting rid of it right. I'll find it on the computer, because on my BlackBerry it doesn't quite compute. Thanks, Norma. Whatever you say. Go defend some slime ball somewhere, okay? Some pervert like me. Go defend somebody. And quit bugging me. And call up Joe Bell next week and tell him let's extend 40, 50 years. Boy, that Norma. And when we extend 40, 50 years, take good care of George in there, too, okay? I told him that the other day. Take care of George instead just throwing him to the wind, to the wolves, because they figure he'll work cheap because of the fact that, for whatever fact. Take care of everybody. 11:01 on the poll, by the way, Chris. Take care of Chris, too, while you're at it. Well, we're not putting that in there. I mean, how long you been on the show? Like 2 months?
Oh, yeah.
And Chris told me the other day, I forget what day it was, maybe Monday, while you were out doing one of your 85 dumps. Yeah. And he just thanked me profusely. I mean, it was so beyond the usual suck-up that it was just almost embarrassing.
I think that was last week.
Was that last week?
Yeah,
so I better not hope for a repeat anytime soon. I sure hope not. No.
Well, I've let Josh come in this week to kiss your butt.
Josh has been something that's really interesting. Josh Cordes is a good kid. He really is. But he has been so much friendlier since he got off the show than he ever was when he was working on the show.
Well,
what is that
he misses us.
He misses me badly. So he was giving all kinds of kisses and stuff. No, seriously, he's been very friendly. He comes in the morning, and you want to know why? Because I treat people well. That's why. Just ask me. Do I treat people well? Yes. Don't I?
Yes.
Seriously, I mean, you give me that stuff about my mother and all that other crap, which you're correct about that. I can be I can be the worst. I admit it. Okay.
All those gloom and doom stories, that's just what I hear from you, but my experience with her was nothing but hysterical.
Let me tell you once again, gloom and doom. Oi! That was her middle name.
Oi!
Mildred
Oi!
Solomon. That was her name.
For years, you'd have the lunch once a week, and always the next day there were mommy stories of something. And even though it wasn't funny to you while it was happening,
it was painful. Usually painful to me.
But it was funny to hear. See, there's nothing funny about my mom. I guess maybe somebody else might think
then we have to start now with your mom. Your mom is such a bitch,
Oh, yeah.
And the audience is saying, how could Neil say that? Because that's what George has been telling us for 100 years.
She is. And
see, with my mother, it was never because she had bad intentions. Although I will say this, and I'm trying to remember if she ever said anything about you. I don't know. But anybody who was my friend was never a good person. And I see. Or like if Rimmer would call the house when she was there taking care of the dogs and I was off. And, he sounds like such a nice man, Nels. That crap.
Really?
Yeah. And I would say, geez, it's not that he's not a nice guy, but he's just annoying as hell and a real pest, he sounds so nice on the phone. All that other crap. How did we get into this? I don't know, but it sure is fascinating. But seriously, genetically, you do become, I don't care what anybody says, but you have certain traits and characteristics that came from your parents.
There's no denying it.
It's in your genes, baby. It's in your genes, and hopefully, if you're lucky, maybe a lot of people want what's in your genes, but that's beside the point. But, man, it's just one of those things. And, of course, on the other side, like I told you, my father, who was like a walking block of ice, which is why Bill Calder used to sarcastically call me Mr. Warmth, you know. And you'll notice how in my old age now, it's totally changed on that. Maybe I'm making up for lost time. That could be. Because now I'm kind of like warm and fuzzy with everybody, you know what I mean? I am.
Oh, fuzzy anyway.
Well, what does that mean? Was that another shot? Was that like arbitrary and capricious? I'm not warm?
Another shot at your head.
Oh, schmuck. And what's that Norma Kent with I could use a wig? Yeah. You could use a little something, Norma, okay, like maybe a brain transplant.
You fairy.
Yeah. Too much bad pot. Well, I talked to Joe Bell, and I told that son of a bitch, but you know, he's just out of control, just creating... This is one of Norma's great areas of expertise, but I will say, for all the shots I give him, okay... I will say, once upon a time, he came to the house. This is back, I think, when we were still doing PAX, and then Greg Reed had made the offer to come to QAM. And he said, he looked me straight in the face, as straight as he'll ever be. Gay. And he said, I don't want to use the number. I don't like talking about how much money I make. It's very, how do I say it?
Unsavory.
It is. It's embarrassing. He said, I'm going to get you $1 million a year. I said, yeah, right, you know, right. And that was a long time ago. Now, if he was going to give me $1 million a year, I said, I can't live on that. No, but seriously, he did that, okay? So in every dark, like I said, people have their faults. Nobody's perfect, and me especially included. But Norma, he means well. It's just that he's, he likes to be a show-off. Oh, I did this for you, and look at this. I went to Joe, and I told him. Yeah, right. Just listen to me, Norma. I'm the client. You're the flunky attorney. Just do what I say. Or we're going to turn you over to one of my friends.
Thank you. You're a good old man. I like you. You were loyal to my father for years.
Suicidal brothers to taking hostages. And Mike, they spit right in my face. All because they're backed up by that Jew in Miami.
Mom pleads guilty in baby swinging case. Uh-oh. A woman pleaded guilty yesterday to swinging her 4-year-old son like a bat to hit her boyfriend during a fight, fracturing the infant's skull in the process. Oh, brother. Like a baseball bat.
Swinging the hit.
When you hear... I don't know if I can do this on the air. I don't think I can say this. The chick's name is... Chytoria, Chytoria Graham, 27, pleaded guilty to aggravated assault and endangering the welfare of a child under a plea agreement with prosecutors. By pleading guilty, Chytoria acknowledged that on October 8th she grabbed her son Jaron by his feet and swung him, hitting her boyfriend and seriously injuring the child.
What's that rash, Bill? Oh, it's Chytoria. The doctor gave me an ointment.
It does sound like something that has to be cleared up immediately, yeah. And especially if you have Chytoria in your clitoria. At Graham's preliminary hearing in December, paramedic Bobby Shaw, who treated her baby, recalled that Graham was crying and disheveled when the medical crew arrived. This is not a funny story, and we're laughing.
Oh, God.
She testified that Graham told her, I swung him like a bat. Sounds to me like she's crazy as a bat, as a loon. The judge ordered a psychological exam for Chytoria before her sentencing set for May 8th. The aggravated assault charge carries a minimum 5 years in prison because the child was under 13. Maximum sentence is 20 years, prosecutor Beth Hurt said. Maximum sentence for endangering the welfare of a child is 5 years. The 2 lesser charges dropped. Graham's previous attorney said Graham did not use her child as a weapon, that the boy was hurt during a fight between 2 adults, and that Graham lied to authorities about how the injury occurred to protect her boyfriend. Jaron, who made a full recovery, thanks God, and Graham's 4 other children currently in the custody of her parents. Hey, come on, Chytoria, why you be acting like that? That's bad. 1,115 votes on the poll, by the way. That's good.
Look, pal, and when I'm up in Boca Chica slapping old women with painted lips around the pool,
I listen to the Neil Rogers 1 to 2 hours.
I listen to the Neil Rogers Fair and Balanced 1 to 2 hours.
Anybody here seen Jack Abramoff in his orange jumpsuit and fedora? He screwed a lot of people, but deep sometimes get caught. A garden variety neocon. Anybody here seen good Christian Dobson? Will be moral founder Tom. He's not convicted yet, but should be before he's done taking a shower with his son. Favors and lies is what the White House is paid for. Moralist Christians who know what's best for you and me. Abram on that day, he was in some deep, in other words, duty. Anybody here, please say to Tom Delaney, Gornish Gelfen, Hogs ahoy. These kind of slides belong in Camp KY. Abram off Dobson and Tom.
I'm dying out here.
By the way, feel better, Chicken Neck. How's he doing? Is he okay now?
Yeah, he's better.
Good. Physically. Okay, let's... now, we're not having another one of those technical things like we had yesterday. How does this sound now?
That sounds great.
Does it really? I sound excellent.
Crispy, clean.
To me, I sound sensational. I almost feel like I'm alive now, you know what? Nels. That was a good segment there about Ma and me in the wig. Anyway, Norma Kent sent me something. I went to my Hotmail, you know, figured I would open the attachment. I can't even open it. You could use a wig. I don't know what it is all about. Enough to make you flip your wig.
That would make you a wigger.
Yeah. Since Neil always offers us good advice, says the poll, and I don't know when the hell that started, if I was going to offer Neil one piece of advice, it would be, Neil doesn't need advice. He knows it all. 369. Almost a third of the whole audience thinks that I know it all. Well, right.
Just kissing up.
Oh, look who's talking. Oh, there's Michelle Gillen. Oh, no.
Michelle Gillen, My 33 News. Oh, that's...
How'd you find that?
Oh, no.
How do you like CNN?
That? On CNN. She was on Channel 33, though, see?
Yeah, that's the...
But they were picking it up, and then she said, Live 33 News, and they chopped her off, man, fast, and you can say, oh, what a bitch. What a fag had that Michelle. She used to be Michelle Gillen, and then she became Michelle. And then the Beatles did that song. 1,131 votes. Neil doesn't need advice. He knows it all, 369. Right. I know one thing. When I see a real Zionist, I know Wolf Blitzkrieg on my screen now. When I see a real Farbissen Zionist who gives you no accurate news. Make the move to satellite 180. Okay, hold your breath. I'll let you know when to exhale, okay? Inhale right now. Take a deep breath. Come on. And I'll let you know when to let it out. And the breath, too. Don't ever retire 179. I can't afford to retire, man. I got, too many things I need to do. Stay the hell off of MySpace, 144. There is no chance of that happening, okay? I really don't have a problem with it anymore. I mean, for a while, I mean, the first episode, those first couple of months, I belonged in a mental ward. But I think for a 64-year-old toad that's keeping, what's the problem?
None.
Move back to Miami, 55. Stay off the ice cream, 48. But that thing is moving up on the Richter scale. Stay off the ice cream, fatso, you diabetic. Man, my blood sugar the last 2 days has been sensational, and I sound good for it. You know, I sound like I just gained 20 years back in my life. Thank you very much, Neil. You're welcome. Well, I did it for myself, because I want to stay alive. Good. I don't want to croak anytime soon. Well, I don't. Plus, I got to keep all you people alive.
That's right.
Doesn't bother me. Retire now, 47. Can't afford to do it. 4.1%. Retire now. Retire, so we can put a good sports show on in there, right? And we can talk a lot more about manly things.
Shaq Manley?
Go straight, 44. Yeah, go straight to Woodbine and plunge your guts and maybe get lucky and win. Maybe I'll win the $5,000 on the $5 machine today. What do you think? I think it's a good day for that. Actually, what I would like to do is win the progressive jackpot on the $5 Wheel of Fortune. $366,000. They've never paid it out since the place has been open 5 years. Never paid it out once. So it's due. $366,000. I might even send you a couple of bucks.
Oh, that'd be sweet.
I hate this pool 40, 3.5%, and stop gambling 25, 2.2%. See, if my mother was alive today, it's a damn good thing she croaked before I started with this Woodbine stuff, you know? Can you hear what I'd have to go through?
I can only imagine.
Nels, quit gambling all your money away. Is that what you're doing? You're gambling all your money away. In the meantime, all the times that she was saying that, I was taking care of her. I was giving her money every month. I bought her condo so she didn't have any rent to pay, you know? All of these things. And she was giving me lectures on what to do with my money and where to stick it, and I kept telling her where to stick it. 11:34 on the pool. Boy, a lot of nostalgia here today. Maybe this is the kind of thing that happens just before you croak. You start living in the past. QAM, hello.
Neil,
yes, sir.
I caught the last part of your show the other day. Linda Energy died? Is that what you said? Linda Energy
No, I did not say that. No, I did not.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, and for yesterday's poll, I was hoping...
Yeah, okay, great, okay. Tell your boyfriend hello, too. WQAM, hello. QAM. 567-0560, pound 560 on the Verizon Singular Wireless line. Maybe I should just forget about the phone this hour. Although it has been a pretty interesting day on the phone, you got to admit that.
There's no doubt.
It has been different, interesting, bizarre, and nothing wrong with that. Nels, WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you, sir. What do you got?
Great, man. I saw you had a condo for rent on the MySpace thing.
No, I don't. A friend of mine does, yes.
I thought maybe you were looking for a roommate. I'm available.
No.
Damn.
567-0560, pound 560 on the Verizon Singular Wireless line. Yeah, I'm looking for a roommate in Florida.
Yeah, a
in
roommate.
Kendall. I wouldn't mind having a roommate here, you know, somebody that just showed up all the time and just, was obedient and subservient and things like that.
A roomer?
In fact, maybe my friend from Berlin from last summer would like to, because ich bin ein Berliner, maybe he'd like to pay a visit to Toronto and just never leave. Because if that was the case, those like we were talking last week about tying somebody up and never letting them get away.
Yeah.
He would have been certainly a good specimen for that. But nevertheless, I don't want to start getting into a whole thing about Berlin. None of your business. But boy, it was sure my business. And you know what they call it over there? Monkey business. WQAM, hello.
How do you say monkey in German?
I don't know. QAM, hello.
Yeah, Neil.
Yes, sir.
You have a wonderful omen today, Woodbine Wednesday.
Yeah.
The Mega Ball,
370 million, yeah.
Yeah, it was one ticket, Woodbine, New Jersey.
No, 2 tickets.
Yeah, 2 tickets, one in Georgia.
One in Georgia and one in, was it Woodbine, New Jersey? That's not what my story said.
Yeah, Woodbine, New Jersey.
All right.
So maybe you can win that
$366 grand. Yeah, sounds good to me.
And the guy in Georgia's going to go buy some teeth.
There you go, yeah, and go get a new banjo. Okay, thanks, Pally. Yeah, some guy in Bumfork, Georgia wins $185 million. Oh, and it never fails. And the same here when you see somebody win the lotto like $14 or $20 million, and then you see the picture in the paper or whatever. Oh. Or you see them on TV on the news, they interview them. Well, I'm just going to go back to work on Monday, like like that. Yeah, sure you are. You're going to go back to work on Monday, my ass. WQAM, hello.
You have to answer for Fantino, Carlo. How's that?
Not bad. I would say on a scale of 0, weak.
That's why I don't want him touched.
You don't want him touched?
No. I want you to be fair with him.
You want me to be fair with him?
I have such an appreciation because the Godfather 2 thing was on Spike the other night. They were Godfathering all day. Yeah. And I have such a heightened appreciation for that actor. Now, you never looked it up, did you? The actor that played...
No, somebody said it. One of the callers said it.
Said what?
The actor's name, and I forgot.
But is he dead?
We talked over him. I don't know.
Well, I sure as hell hope not. He was too good to be dead. But then again, so was Peter Finch. WQAM, hello. QAM.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
WQAM, hello.
Yeah, I'm trying to find out the name of the song that you guys close the show on Friday. You guys happen to know what that is?
The name of the song that we close the show?
On Friday.
Remind me by that Royksop from the Geico ad.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, perfect. Oh, by the way, I haven't said this to my mom in 15 years, but I love her. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Okay. Well, wasn't that sweet? That was...
Yeah,
I can't believe it.
Puke.
What? You don't like that?
What, his little I love you to mom?
Yeah, what was wrong with that?
Nothing.
Why does that make you want to puke? What is wrong with that? See, let me say it again. You know, my father, who was a real hard-ass, nasty, rotten bastard. I told you this before. Most people probably couldn't even believe it. There's no such thing as love. It's just a word. You know, what kind of a person would say such a thing, even if they believed it? You know, even if they were that much of a walking icicle. You know.
Obviously, he never felt it.
No, he felt it at least twice. I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
What's wrong as you get older? You realize
his mother was actually very nice to him.
I love you. You know, I never used to be a mushy person, and believe me, now in my old age, I become more. I don't know what it is. Because once they stick your ass in the ground, you're not going to say, "Oh, gee, I really love you. You're a great person. I really care about you profusely," and whatever. You know, no matter what it is, what kind of love it is, or who it is, or what it is. You know what it is. You know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Well, mind your own business. 1,148 votes. I'm serious. It's just maybe it doesn't happen to everybody. It certainly didn't happen to my father. I'll tell you that. I'm sure that the day, you know, the last time I saw him, I want to say it was 1971. Okay. So that's like, and he died, I would say, in about 90. So, or say 91. Just pick a year.
Okay.
In fact, and probably was later than that. So at least the last 20 or 25 years of his life, I never saw him, I never spoke to him, and thanks God for that. Okay, who would want to? Hateful, nasty, rotten, just brutal, subhuman person. It's just one of those things, you know. You can pick your nose, but you can't pick your parents. So by comparison, my mother, even though she was she could drive you nuts, at least she meant well, you know? You know what I mean by that?
Yes.
Sometimes it's a very sad excuse. Ask me, I'll tell you. Sometimes meaning well can still be aggravating and annoying, but at least if you're aggravating and annoying and you mean well, that's one thing. People can tolerate that. But if you're hateful and rotten and nasty and are aggravating, and especially if you're arbitrary and capricious. Is that like prudence and patience? Or patience and prudence on Liberty Records? Tonight you belong to me. I bet you don't have that.
Oh, look.
Oh.
You drudge packing? Yo, this your boy X to the Z Exhibit. You know, I've helped a lot of people pimp their rides. But if you want your car pimped fast, take it to the experts at J to the I to the double FY Jiffy Pimp.
Whether it's a thumping stereo, sick ground effects, or dope rims, we'll have you in and out in 15 minutes.
I took my hoopty minivan to Jiffy Pimp. Now it's tinted, rolling on dubs, and did you see the fly wing on it? Oh, and check out the fat hydraulics. Ooh, now I'm right and dirty, don't you know?
Any make, any model, Jiffy Pimp has street cred.
Well, I reckon I could have pimped my Silverado pickup most anywhere, but I trust my homies at Jiffy Pimp. Why, they turned my gun rack into a 42-inch plasma screen with PS3.
Yeah! Your car will be off the chain, dog, thanks to Jiffy Pimp. Jiffy Pimp, let's pimp your car right, y'all.
Yeah, boy!
I'm on in no manjo car, no manjo Las Vegas, and no manjo Miami.
He's dead. So Brandon, who's the Godfather expert, emails me and says he died 95. So I looked it up. I Googled it here on IMDb. Michael Vigazzo, he died of a stroke in 95.
Good. Glad you got it. I'm having a computer problem.
You're having computer problems at QAM? I can't believe that. I think you just made that up. Are you starting to stir up trouble again now?
No, not me.
You said all those terrible things about my mother? Oh. Anyway, how are we doing on that poll here? Let's take a look at it. Chris says we got 1,162 votes. Well, congratulations.
Thanks.
No problem. 5 said, I think we got a shot at the 1,200 here. I think we're going to do that.
Oh, we'll get it. All right.
We got 41 minutes. Who's counting in 38 voters? That's like just not even 1 minute. If a show like this, if a high-paid show like this can't get 1 vote a minute on their poll, then we're not worth the price of peanuts, the price of Campbell's soup. Bad. Bad. What's that bit we got? Reggie White for Campbell's soup?
That's right.
Is that what it is?
Mm-hmm.
Reggie White. Talk about Now, how come about Reggie White? Didn't he croak? He just croaked here not too long ago, didn't he?
A couple years ago.
Oh, good.
Reggie White for Campbell's soup.
There ain't nothing like a hot bowl of soup. Yep. You know, it took me back to a time when my mammy done made the whole neighborhood smell like canned tomatoes. Well, it ain't like that no more with all the new flavors from Campbell's soup. Like jigaboo stew with chunky rat balls and watermelon pit. And my favorite, cream o' moulet. Hog leg.
Okay.
What you trying to say?
I don't know. WQAM, hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
You're talking about your mom, your sainted mother, by the way. I'm not thinking anything bad about your mother, but it brought to mind that love is the second biggest lie after God in this world.
Well, what does that mean?
Well, it means that...
what kind of a statement is that?
What most people mistake for love is just either attachment or security or some other nonsense.
What the hell does that... What does that have to do with my mother?
Nothing. I'm just saying,
So in other words, you're saying there is no such thing. There is no human emotion such as love?
I'm not saying that there's no human emotion. I'm saying all the attributes given to it are absolutely false.
So what are the real attributes of it? What should
I
they
think
be?
the real attributes, as I said, are attachment and, need. A whole lot of things other than the actual giving,
Get out of here! I thought my father was dead, for crying out loud. What kind of a call was that? We've been doing really well today. We've been kicking some big, pimply, smelly ass, and this guy calls up to give me a song and dance about, love is just need. Get out of here. Brother. Now, see, maybe years ago I wouldn't have said that. I would have said, yeah, you're right, and, what kind of crap is that? In fact, that could be one of my very favorite bits of all time.
What's that? What kind of crap is that?
Yeah, what kind of crap is that? No, for whatever reason, I'm having the same kind of problems you're having there. All you need is Mo. But I don't want to play right now. I love that. Isn't that one of your favorites?
Yes, it is.
That's Chicken Neck at his very best, man. All you need is Mo. All you need is... Now, there was love, man. He sure loved me, and I loved him equally so. Mo. Michael Vicente Gazza was born in Hillside, New Jersey, April 5th, 1923. He had attended... The print on this fax is so tiny.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, but this is interesting stuff. His biggest and best acting gig came to him when Richard Castellano refused to appear in The Godfather Part 2 due to a money dispute. I knew it. That's why there was no more Clemenza. That's why there was no Tom Hagen in Godfather 3. Money dispute. Castellano's character Clemenza was killed off, and Gazza... Oh, I didn't know he was killed off. When did Clemenza get killed off? Maybe they just talked about it. Huh?
Somebody will know.
And Gazza was cast as Clemenza's successor in the Corleone family in New York. Gazza was outstanding as the old-fashioned, unsophisticated mafiosi who, believing he has been betrayed and marked for a death by his own, turned state's evidence against him only to honor the mafia code of omertà in the end. It was between the brothers, Kay. Yeah, and him too. He continued to work in films until his death, mostly saying mafia bosses and other criminal types. On film, though, he was able to break out of typecasting in his frequent television appearances and play good guys. He died of a stroke February 14th, 1995 in the hometown of Hillside, New Jersey, at the age of 71. Frankie Pentangeli, he's dead. What a shame. 1173 votes. Well, nobody lives forever, man. That's the way it goes. Even a good guy like me is going to be around forever. Damn it. 5670560. I think for a lot of people, like my mother, she used to say all the time, since you brought my mother up, if I had a gun, I would shoot myself. If she told me that once, she must have told me 1,000 times. And I kept trying to... I give her all these maps of all the pawn shops on 441 right up the road from where she lived on Sterling Road there. And she never got the damn hint. WQAM, hello. Loveline, hello. Now look at that. That thing never even fired up there. QAM, hello.
Hey, Neil. How are you, buddy?
Okay, sir.
Hey, Neil. When I was about 10 years old, I'm from New York. When I was about 10 years old, we had relatives that lived in Staten Island. And it was in the wintertime. We went out. My dad took me for a walk. And we walked upon the set of The Godfather, the house where they were filming it, And they had like this big wall with a big fence all around the house, you know. It made the place look really unbelievable. And I remember as a kid walking up to it, and it was styrofoam. All the stone around the whole place that made it look like it was like a styrofoam. And we watched them film like a couple scenes. I don't remember any of the people I saw. I was only 10 years old, but I checked out that wall. I remember that. And the other thing was we were down. We used to come to Florida.
What is it?
We used to come to Florida every summer for vacation when I lived in New York. And one year we were staying at the Seville. Do you remember the Seville down on College?
Sure, you bet. Yep.
And Castellano, Clemenza, was there by the pool with his kids. It was like 1973. I remember his kids were like my age. and he was over by the pool. Everyone was getting his autograph and everything.
I bet she told every one of them.
Leave the gun. Take the gun.
Have a good one, buddy.
You too, Pally. Thanks. That's pretty interesting. He was on the set of The Godfather. Too bad we should get his name and phone number for Brandon. They can go and have lunch together and reminisce about good old times, good old days, and maybe get somebody off the hook for old time's sake. You know what I mean? Can't do it, Sally. Don't call me Sally. Hey, Sally.
You're a good old man.
How come I keep... Now, I know there's a lot more from the movie on here than just this part with him.
They do violence in their grandmother's neighborhoods. And I tell you, everything with them's whores. Whores! In a Bavaria. Jump! Go!
Well, you know something? All those angry actors, they expend a lot of energy, and then, boom, he had a stroke, You think that had something to do with it? Probably not, but it sounds really good.
The biggest name.
Hey, Pop, little boy.
No.
This station presents Real American Heroes.
Real American heroes.
Today, we salute you, Mr. Non-Irish St. Patrick's Day celebrator.
Mr. Non-Irish St. Patrick's Day celebrator.
So what if you're 6'4", blonde-haired, blue-eyed, with the last name of Kugelschreiber? On March 17th, they call you Mick Kugelschreiber.
Should call you Mick Poser.
Your ancestors tried to conquer the Irish, Mr. Non-Irish St. Patrick's Day celebrator. Now, you're stealing their holiday, armed with a Kiss Me I'm Irish button.
Kiss my party stone instead.
That plastic leprechaun hat isn't fooling anyone.
No pot of gold for you, yeah.
So this St. Patrick's Day, be proud of your heritage. Enjoy the green beer and drive the snakes away from your party. Snakes like Mr. Non-Irish St. Patrick's Day celebrator, a real American hero.
Mr. Non-Irish St. Patrick's Day celebrator.
Erin Gobra, Bozo.
I want to earn my family without you on my back. And I want those Rosado brothers dead.
No.
Mort. 131 at 5. Mort, I thought his name was Michael. Mort, like Mort Downey Jr., like Mort Nussbaum. Mort Nussbaum in Rochester, New York on WBBF. 1,185 votes. See, all this old stuff, just like you were saying you were picking on poor Chicken Neck this morning before the show. All this old, ancient stuff that nobody knows about, nobody cares about. But you know what? And that's part of the charm of the show.
That ain't that old.
That's always been, what, Mort Nussbaum?
No, The Godfather.
No, I'm not talking about nothing wrong with The Godfather. You'll be pleased to know, by the way, speaking of The Godfather, I got my shirt on, I got my pantaloonies on, I got my shoes on, my New Balance shoes, and I'm ready to rock and roll, baby. It's 1:32. 28 minutes from now, I'll be flying out that door on the way to Woodbine to find me a good machine. A really magical machine, one that just keeps... See, that's my dream at Woodbine. Just find a machine that just keeps paying out jackpot after jackpot. You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
You know what I mean. One time there was a woman, this is a really ridiculous story, but it's true. Nasty, hateful. I mean, some of the people in the casino are just like people in general. I mean, there's nice people and there's idiots. Bitch. She wins, she hits the $3,000 on the line, on the dollar wheel of fortune, And for whatever reason, they were busy that day or the attendants didn't like her or whatever, which is possible, likely. And so anyway, it took them a long time to come and finally pay her. And they come to pay her the $3,000, and she is bitching and moaning, and it took you so long, blah, blah, blah. So, when you have a jackpot and then they come and pay you, they want you to hit the button again. So you get it off the screen there, off the machine, so that if you should walk away, people won't be afraid to sit down and play it.
Okay.
So they make you hit it one more time, play 3 more credits. She hits the button again, another $3,000.
That's...
True story.
Nauseating.
Grotesque. WQAM, hello.
Hey, Uncle Dale.
Yes, sir.
Clemenza getting knocked off was the reason for the black armbands, remember? That was why Pantanzali was at the party to begin with.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Yeah, you remember old man, Willie Chi-Chi with old man Clemenza? We were all broken up about that, Frankie, a heart attack.
That's right, yeah.
Heart attack. Yeah.
I remember that scene because I just saw it on Sunday, right?
Yeah, exactly. So, so we don't know if he died of natural causes or not, because Willie Chi-Chi was kind of saying no.
Yeah. I guarantee it took more than one bullet for him.
That's right. Well, stay healthy, Neil, and give us another 100 years.
Thanks, Pally.
Tendani.
See ya. Ciao. Totsins. 567-0560, pound 560 on the right. We got 1187, man. We got 1200 lick. Chris is really excited about that. He's probably going to make another couple of bologna sandwiches and cheeseburgers on the way out.
No, I'm kind of down at the moment.
You down?
Yeah, we just got our paycheck stub, so.
You better kiss the ground, mister. You're working on a high-paid show like this? Well, high paid for me. I didn't say high paid for you. High paid for somebody. You better just. Didn't you just get through telling me how what the hell did you say last week? I couldn't believe it.
Oh no, what
I couldn't. It was just unbelievable what this man was going on about. How he thanked me profusely for giving him a chance to work on the show and to get away from the sports nerd shows and to get a little bit different perspective on something else in life. Well, it was emotional, man.
Something about being honored and privileged.
Don Corleone. Yeah, like
something
that.
along those lines.
Wow, and then he kissed my ring. It was disgusting. WQAM, hello.
Hello, Neil. Yeah. I can't believe we're still talking about Fergie going over there trying to exhume the body and Nicole Smith.
Well, you know what? We're not. WQAM, hello. QAM.
Neil, how you doing, buddy?
Okay, sir.
Real quick question. When you hit the slot, you hit some money, you typically tip those people or no?
When I get a jackpot, of course, I give them $20.
Just $20 no matter what you hit?
Right. Well, what do you mean by that? The most I've ever hit is $4,000. What am I going to give them? $1,000?
No, come on, like $50.
Get out of here. Well, when I hit $5,000 one time, I gave the guy I think $100 or $200.
Okay, well, I'm just saying.
If you're trying to imply that I'm cheap or not a good tipper, listen to me. Let me say something to you.
Okay.
If you were to go to Woodbine and see me sitting there playing and see the attitude of like the cocktail guys and the waitresses that come around and give you the free sodas and whatever, those people love me. I will not take a Diet Coke without. If I don't have change, I'll go and get change. I wouldn't take anything without giving them a buck, a loony.
Oh no, that's good. Because the reason I'm asking that is because there was one time I was at the slot and some lady hit like $4,000, and common sense is you tip the person. This lady just berated this guy.
Really?
Yeah.
And
I was just curious that not all human beings are like that.
That is correct. Some of us are generous, and some are cheap bitches like that broad. Okay, but listen, when you're losing your ass, nobody comes around and says, "Hey, can we give you a tip?" In fact, that has happened to me 2 or 3 times. That the regular cocktail people that come over and say, "This one's on the house because you're so nice to us." They won't take the buck, because it's just a Diet Coke. It's not a big deal. But because they like me, and they like me because I'm generous. That's why. Not that I want to be a big shot. Not that I'm some hot shot that's a big radio star from Miami, like Frankie Pentangeli. But just because that's me, okay? These people are working their asses off. So I stick a loony or a toonie on their tray. And by the way, I see they did come out in America finally. They're coming out with another. Remember the Susan B. Anthony dollar that went over like a pregnant pole vaulter in July? Yeah. Well, the same thing with this new dollar coin, because Americans are stubborn, and they just don't want to change. We need a dollar bill like we need hemorrhoids, okay? Who needs a dollar bill?
We don't need a dollar coin either for that.
When you got a... Yes, the hell you don't. They're great, man. Loonies and toonies. In fact, I'm digging into my pocket right now. I'm digging in my pocket. Here's 1, 2, 3 toonies. That's $6. And a loony, they're $7.
Well, we use those Susan B's for the Metro Rail. That's about it.
Nobody used them, man. That's why they went out.
So name that
and here's another toonie. Yeah, name that toonie. Name that toonie, eh? I like that. That's not bad. It's got a ring to it. We got 1194. I bet you if I refresh this. Oh, there's the bozo president. That's bad news.
Our country is a compassionate country.
Yeah, I can tell. That's why we're killing all these people with great compassion. No question about it. We kill them lightly, like Monty Python would say. We don't go over there and brutalize. We kill them very lightly, Like with all that, whatever. We give them the gas. 1196, boy, like I said, refresh it one more time. Come on. You can do it. If we get to 11, it's still 1190. What's going on with these people? I think this is a game they're playing. You know how many times they've done this?
100.
I mean, we've got 22 minutes, so we're going to get to 1200. But these last 4 to get to 1200 are like, this is 11. I refreshed it 6 times now. Now, I'm going to tell you this right now. If we can't get to 1200 by the time we finish this break, we may just have to leave at 1:30 tomorrow.
Oh, no.
Well, how come they're starting at 1:30? Don't you think we ought to have like at least a 3-hour pregame? And it's still stuck on 1196. I think we've exhausted the audience. I don't think they can keep up with me. They can't handle no more. I refreshed it 6 times, 1196. Okay, you got 4 minutes, and let's see if you can get it up.
Yank it, baby!
All right.
You fail.
Strange stories have been going around. A certain movie star doing something queer. The gerbil didn't get in there by itself.
Rectum.
Should have got the habit you on the shelf. Richard Gere and rodent meat. Please stay away from my pepper-cute. When your love life is dull, there's no need to suffer. Just head down to the pet shop for another lover. Come on and do the Richard Gere. Richard Gere. Richard Gere. Richard Gere. Richard Gere. Richard Gere. Everyone knows American Juggalo.
Rectum.
Everyone knows American Juggalo.
1:45 at 560 WQM. We got Mad Dog coming up at 2 o'clock. We got the heavy-duty sports stuff coming, man, as opposed to all this schweinerei that we talk about, that we waste 4 hours every day. And, of course, tomorrow we got an early exit at 1:30, that Hurricane basketball game. Should have a humongous tune-in audience. Not. And then on Friday we got the trends coming out. Let me say it again. On Friday we got those ratings coming out. Even though I'm arbitrary and capricious, maybe we'll do okay. We'll see. 12:09, we got our 1200 finally during the break. You see, they were just holding back. Just, they like to play the games, hold back. That guy that called was, I can't even remember how long ago it was. Was that the first call of the hour? The guy that was giving me that song and dance about love, and it's just, what was that?
Thereabouts.
What was that? That definitely was my father reincarnated. There's no question about that. Cold as a block of, cold as the Arctic used to be. Man. No such thing as love. It's just a word. It's just need, and it's just, oh, God. Here's what I would do, sir, if I were you. I'd hold it real close to my temple. In fact, maybe I'd go to temple and blow my brains out, if I had any. WQAM, hello.
Electronic serial numbers for your commitments and policies, and print your own jackets, which means you'll never run out of inventory again.
Excellent. I can't wait for that. WQAM, hello. QAM.
Yes, hi.
Yes, sir.
Neil.
Yes, I am.
That guy I think was just maybe high or something.
No, he's just an a-hole is what he is.
Love has no attributes or whatever.
Oh, who knows what who knows what he is? He's just a cold-hearted piece of crap that's trying to rationalize his own behavior. Okay, and you know what? To each its own. If you don't want to love anybody, that's fine. Hate everybody or just be indifferent. Be whatever you want to be.
I think he was trying to sound deep, but he didn't know how. I have something to say.
Go right ahead.
I went to your website and I saw that Neil Godfather thing.
Yeah,
I
that's
love
cute.
it.
Isn't that great?
Who did that? Who did that?
One of our very creative MySpace people out of 1,204 to 54.
I think you should make posters and
billboards. That would be a good billboard, and get a new phone, and it will take the money that you could have spent. 510 votes, 1210 WCAU Philadelphia. Well, what a memory I've got for the golden days of AM radio. All you punks out there, you're thinking golden days of AM radio. Who the hell ever listened to AM radio? Old farts like us. WQAM, hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
Hey, you were wondering about when they killed off Clemenza?
Yeah, the guy just called and told us. That's thank you very much. WQAM, hello. QAM. Yes, sir.
How you doing, brother?
Good.
First, happy belated anniversary.
Thanks.
Yeah, George, how are you?
Yo.
In the classic South Florida fashion, I do have to file a complaint, though.
About?
I miss your friend Josh.
What does that mean?
Well, no, I just missed hearing him on the air. I'm being serious. And you guys battering back and forth about the gay stuff and all that stuff.
No, yeah.
Nothing against the new poorly guy in the back there.
Yeah, Chris, yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. Josh listens with headphones. Maybe we'll give you his number. You guys can hook up. I think he's already taken with that Russian girlfriend, but you never know.
Portly.
Yeah, Portly Chris. You hear that, Chris? That was a little bit of a shot.
We've been looking for a nickname. All the jocks have nicknames.
Portly Chris. WQAM, hello.
Man, you better know your laws, Mister.
Mister, because you sure don't. Great. Like I said, we always love having our own material fed back, right back at you, as they say. Oh, look at that. I shut that thing off, and I didn't really mean to do it. Oop. That was not good. Although I don't think there's anything on there. Do you hear anything?
Now, I have business that's important with Hyman Roth. I don't want it disturbed.
Then you give your loyalty to a Jew before your own blood.
Come on, Frankie. You know my father did business with Hyman Roth. He respected him.
Your father did business with Hyman Roth. Your father respected Hyman Roth. But your father never trusted Hyman Roth. Or his Sicilian messenger boy, Johnny Ola.
Yeah. Hey, Johnny. Oh, Fredo and Johnny. That was a little bit of a giveaway, you know? Mm-hmm. And then, of course, that brought us to that wonderful scene where they're getting ready to all bail out because of the fact that Batista got tossed out. Where the hell is that? Here it is. You broke my heart, Fredo. You broke my heart.
I know it was you, Fredo.
I know it was you.
You broke my heart.
You did what?
You broke my heart.
And he gives him that Sicilian kiss, kiss of death. Hey, Fredo, let's go fishing, baby. A couple more Hail Marys ought to do it. Maybe that's what I ought to do, Woodbine. Take some rosary beads.
Can't hurt.
You certainly can.
I'll tell you where to put them.
Rectum. QAM, hello. WQAM, hello.
You'll never run out of inventory again.
Oh, she must love the show, that bitch. Don't be chronic now, honey. Cut the crap. WQAM, hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Remember that song, Me and You, and the dog named Joven? Remember that?
Oh, boy. Go, just die, okay? Just go and die. Die a wicked death. It's the Joven guy. What year was Zeta? 87? So this is 20 years of the same boring crap. Joven. Get something new, okay? You retard. You South Florida reject. You human race reject. Same old, tired swill. Me and you and a dog named Joven. Oh. Very sad.
Stick Joven in the oven.
Yeah, stick your head in the oven, okay? I think somebody beat us to it. Schmuck. But have a nice day, as Mike Siebel would say. Thank you very much for your call, and have a nice day, you schmuck. WQAM, hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
I could say the word portly all day long. Portly.
Not good, okay. WQAM, hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, I know you're getting the morons and miscreants calling in today, but yesterday I was driving up I-95.
Yeah.
And I saw this gigantic billboard. Shut up, George, it's Robert. And this giant billboard had two faces on it. One was Dan LeBastard, and the other was some other jamoke. I don't even know who it was.
Probably Stu Gatz, I would think.
I don't know, but on one side of the sign was covered by complete bird droppings.
Yeah, we know.
Birds right above it, and it's painted that way.
Yeah, it's painted that way to be cute, to get your attention. So we know that. Yeah. I know, yeah.
Robert.
Boring. Very boring, Robert. You're boring, so we don't care whether it's Robert. In fact, if I was you, next time I wouldn't give my name. I would want to hide in shame as opposed to give my name and get a little bit of infame. Flame. Oh, my God. Seriously, I really feel for anybody who's captured, like you guys, for example. Anybody who's captive audience down there and has to be there.
Right. Economic hostages.
Oh, my God, it is so sad. Anyway, here's the poll result. If I got time, I don't think so. Since Neil always gives us good advice, if I was going to offer him one piece of advice, he doesn't need advice. He knows it all. 396. I know. Don't ever retire, 203. Make the move to satellite, 192, now. Stay the hell off MySpace, 149. No chance. Move back to Miami, 58. No chance. Stay off the ice cream, 57. No chance. Retire now, 49. No chance. Go straight, 48. Much less than no chance. I hate this poll, 43, and stop gambling, 27. Stop gambling. And that's a good one to have right as I'm getting ready to make a quick run for Woodbine. I got on my shirt, my pantaloonies, my shoes, and during this next break, I'm going to put on my heavy coat, my winter coat, and I'm going to stick my pills in one pocket and my Woodbine wallet in the other pocket.
Wow. Where do you put your gun?
Names of best talent. This is
Real
Rogers. Stay Miami town. At 560 WQAM.
All right.
Don't like all the heartburn. Every time I see that retarded dimwit on my TV. He's President Trump. Republicans must but now he's here. We're screwed the next 4 years with President Dumb. Oh, what I'd give to count votes once more and get who we all voted for. Why, if you want this, lips drumming, stupid key. Mindless, drunk, and rich kid. He's even dumber than me. He's President Dumb. You don't care what it took. You got him in by hook or crook. The Christian right knows what's best for you and I, but have no fear. We've got a great leader here. With President Dumb. You fairy. President Dumb.
Bye, bye, bye!